I can't breathe.
Wrapped up quick, son.
Get me out. So 1 week in, 1 week done. I'm out. I'm done.
I figured as much.
Tapped out.
I figured you'll only make it a week. That's all right, though. You know, maybe they can buy the gi back from you.
Used? I
mean, they already have used ones in there, right?
I am famous, so yeah. Never been washed.
Smelling the crotch the whole time. Like, yeah, it smells like a loser.
Still good. No, it's fun. I'm super sore, though. Like, I went out to try to do bench.
Went out to try to do bench. So you weren't even going out to bench. I went to try to do bench.
I just attempted.
Right.
It's like
I put the clips on. I was like, yeah, I did my best. I did my best.
I stared at it. I was like, I at least racked it.
It was just
like,
daunting. You were just like, holy shit, look at that thing. There's no way.
I get it up. I'm like, all right, fuck yeah, dude. Everything like stoved up.
Were you benching like Stavros?
I was benching horrible weight.
Baby.
E-Mat.
I don't even have 145 on it. It was like, I don't know, whatever 35 and 45 is. What is that?
35 and 45 or 235?
That's 75.
That's
75.
I wonder why you couldn't fucking do it. It's all
205,
lopsided
bro.
and shit. It's like, oh.
230. Yeah, what is it? 120? Something like that. Yeah.
If you have a 45 and a 35.
No. He's talking just a 35 plate.
235.
It's like 75 pounds.
And the bar.
Oh, that's 115.
Or 90.
There you go.
It's 115.
It's math.
Right.
80,
Come on, dude.
Not a sponsor.
80
Obviously, these guys don't work out very much.
Speak for yourself, buddy. Okay? The only person here that works out.
Oh, Jesus.
Work this jaw muscle on your mom.
You couldn't make her come if you tried all day.
Oh, buddy. If I slap some cottage cheese on that ass, pepper,
Maybe
paprika,
some smegma.
well, you know, whatever it takes. Like, hey, Eric sent me.
You know why.
Heard Scarlett's up.
That's right.
Here we are, peeps, for another one. We
failed.
got Easy, EC, E-Cook, E-Cookie Cooks. The Cookie Monster, a.k.a. Big Dick Bandit, can't stand it, wrap your nuts around it.
Oh, my God. You just make that up?
No, I've written down here in my papers somewhere.
God damn, everything was fluid.
Just like me, baby.
Yeah.
So, anyways, tell me about this fucking soap that we were talking about today.
Well, you're the one who brought it up.
Right?
Got all this shit fucking with my head. You know how I love germs. Out
You
here.
do, I know. The best thing, dude. He's the biggest germaphobe I've ever met.
Oh, you're a
in my life.
germaphobe?
Oh, bad.
Yeah. Well, I got over it a little bit. That's why
After I came in his
That's
mouth.
why I majored in microbiology. I didn't care to like get a profession. I was just facing my fears, you know.
Gotta start somewhere.
Here's 40 grand. It still failed.
Right. Yeah, what do you do with that now? I work at the docks.
Yeah, I still work at a hospital. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
The cleanest place ever,
Yeah,
right?
I thought you'd work in a pew or something at a church. Some shit. Like just, but nah.
You think they have jizz moppers at fucking like churches now?
It depends on the church, I guess. Jesus Christ. But no, you mentioned someone, HIPAA, won't say names out here. You got a staph infection, so I was like, you know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe we should get this fucking. You typed it as, what is it? Defense soup.
It's defense soap, but it came across as defense soup, I guess.
I was like, hey, I'm going on vacation, so I thought like you overheard the coach saying, oh yeah, check out these videos. I'm like, all right, I'll learn videos.
I learned from hands-on.
It reminded me of like
I've watched fucking Thunder Nights or Days of Thunder. I can still fucking drive.
It reminded me like of Jeremy's podcast, and I should have asked him, do you got any books I should like read, look at, pictures,
pop-up books?
Like no offense, Jeremy. I'm fucking with you. But yeah, so I thought you were recommending a jiu-jitsu video to watch, defensive soup. I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Sure.
I know he comes back. He's like, YouTube. I'm like, the fuck you talk YouTube?
You watch people lather up? Yes, I do. It's my
The
go-to.
best part about fucking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
So,
Hashtag just don't drop it.
so
That's why we're using powdered soap.
yeah, he corrects him. He, like lies, like prison. Go wash off, bitch. So he corrects himself like soap. I was like, oh, soap. Yeah, that makes sense. Must be some fucking good soap out here. So I go on Amazon, check it out. I was like, oh, this must be a good deal. It's 14 bars for one of these bars of soap, but I could get what was it, 60 of them for $150. That's like way cheaper than $12 a bar, $15 a bar. And I sent him the photo. I was like, hey man, you give me 75, I'll go halvesies with you.
And not even like he asked. He goes, yeah, just Venmo me the money. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, like, there ain't no fucking way I'm going to order 80 bars of soap. I was like, one bar of soap's going to last me 6 months. I was like, I'm not using it every fucking day. I'm using it after, you get done working out, get all the shit off you. He's like, no, we're going to get like 30 bars of soap a piece. It's going to be like $75 a piece. I'm like, what? Like, no. I'm like,
well, I wasn't sure if those bars were to scale. I thought you just use it after you get done and one is
you
done.
think it's like a fucking like napkin? You just go over your body, just dissolves.
Yeah,
it. All right, need another one.
Like a contact, daily.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
But then I was going to allude to the joke like, yeah, I like to jerk off with soap, but that's never a good idea. I think we talked about soap getting in your pee-pee hole.
Yeah.
That fucking
Makes it a little spicy.
Yeah. Never had gonorrhea, but I'm sure that's about as close as it gets. I'm just saying.
This is clean gonorrhea. Ow.
Dump a little acid bath in there to make sure it's clean.
That's a new way to torture people, in my opinion. Like, fuck that waterboard and shit.
You're not ripping off fingernails. You're putting like Q-tips in their dick.
Remember the piping hot glass rod?
The piping? No.
We used to talk about stupid shit like that all the time, and it was like, oh, nothing would be worse than getting a piping hot glass rod shoved up your dick hole and broken.
Oh.
Jesus. Don't rope me into this. I would never say something heinous like that.
Yeah, we talked about
would.
shit like that on the bus all the time, dude, on our hours long bus trips.
It's like
Could you imagine?
a would you rather? Would you rather have a piping hot glass of metal or glass in your
Glass metal? Okay.
in your rod, or would you rather have this? So yeah, I can see you guys doing that.
Dude, I couldn't imagine what our coaches fucking thought. Listening to these asshats in the back talking about the most heinous shit you could ever think of. And they always yell at us, be like, quiet down. It's dark time. Go to sleep. It's probably because they can't hear us fucking, or they didn't want to hear us talking like dick and pussy jokes the whole time. Like they weren't tired. They're just like, all right, dude, we got to shut these two assholes up. Like it's one of the two,
Exactly, two assholes. That's right.
Yeah.
Just you guys
Well, the worst part would be is
sat 10
like-
chairs apart on purpose. Hey, Eric.
well, Eric and I wouldn't even be sitting next to each other.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm
we'd be yelling at each other doing shit back and forth, so it was even worse.
Would you rather?
Hoemo was the worst.
Yeah, he was. Dude, that cock fuck. So we just had our Christmas party, right? And he's like, I don't know if I'm going to go. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go. So then he shows up late.
Oh, for work?
Oh,
Yeah.
what a douche.
Right? And then
And
he would-
hungover.
well, I get it. It was his anniversary, so I know why he wasn't going to come. But that dumb fuck shows up regardless.
More ways than one.
Like,
Yeah, right.
and he wins the fucking grand prize for the fucking company party shit.
What was the grand prize?
It's like $1,000 for or like $1,000 gift card for the resort.
That's
So you
awesome.
can do whatever you want. Yeah. And he wasn't even gonna come, and then he just shows up and then fucking gets it. I'm like,
He's a cheap motherfucker,
I know.
dude. He's so cheap.
as soon as he
dude.
won, I looked at the wife. I was like, remember when I called him a cheap piece of shit? This is why.
Yeah.
Like, of course he would fucking win it.
He should sell it for like $500 cash. That way he doesn't have to, he's got 500 he can blow wherever, and then he doesn't have to like.
The only thing he's blowing is his neighbor. What the hell are you talking about? Hey,
Oh God, that cheap
Phrasing.
bastard.
right? How was North Carolina? By the way?
Horrible.
Pretty cool. I'd never been to North Carolina. That was a new state for me. I think that was number 41 out of the U.S.
Really?
I've never been there. Yeah.
Now you're not talking like you've gone to all 41 states, stayed for a week, and kind of saw driving through. Like if you drove through Montana to North Dakota, are you counting?
I've
that
actually
as like a
stayed.
state?
I've actually stayed at least one night, like 1 full day and 1 night in the state to count it. Because there's some that I've flown into that I didn't count.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
I mean, yeah, you gotta leave the airport.
Yeah, no, airports are excluded. Like
Gotcha.
I've actually stayed the night in 41 states.
Really?
So, yeah, it was cool, man.
And 41 men too.
Yeah,
Burn.
12 angry men though. 41 angry men.
Yeah, you get hung jury if you know what I'm talking about.
No, it was cool. You know, we flew into Charlotte and then Ubered down to where our conference was, just in downtown at the convention center. But you know, we passed right by the Carolina Panther Stadium, Bank of America. It's right off the freeway, so we were like less than a quarter mile from that. And then the Charlotte Convention Center is also partnered up with the NASCAR Hall of Fame. So the NASCAR Hall of Fame was like literally in the
Yeah, how
building.
big NASCAR is over there.
Fuck, dude, I didn't realize Charlotte has like a 600. It's like the Coca-Cola 600 or something. So yeah, it's fucking huge. I guess their NASCAR area holds over 100,000 fucking people, dude.
Jesus.
And reading about it, it sells out every time.
Fuck yeah.
I worked with a guy who was a big NASCAR fan. And I was
$100
like,
a ticket.
I was like, I just can't get behind it. Like, it's boring to watch on TV. And he goes, I agree. And he's a big gearhead. He's like, but you got to go to one. He's like,
They're cool.
When you go to one, he's like, it sets it apart. He's like, when they come around the track, he's like, if you're by the fence, it like sucks the air out of like the, I don't know, the grandstands. And he's like, so you'll see like when they come by, like, people in the crowd, like they're back and then like and they suck into the fence and then they drive by and like, whoosh. You know, it's like this big wind turbulence is coming through. Supposedly it's badass. I would probably go to one, but I wouldn't spend money to fly to go to one, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
You know?
no, I got free tickets because we worked at it when I was in the Air Force down in Arizona. So we went to PIR.
Fuck you working at? What are you doing?
So it was a fundraiser for the squadron that I was in down there at our training squadron. So we went down there and we had like beer carts and then like food and beer booths. And they gave us free tickets. So we got in for free and then we'd work and then we could go out and watch it and stuff. But it was called PIR back then. I think they changed the name of it because it was Phoenix International Raceway. I don't know what they changed the name of it to, but it was cool, like watching it. But I mean, it was fucking insane because it's like 5 miles off the freeway in Arizona where their big track is. And it is insane. The RVs, the motorhomes, just the whole, it's like a fucking town
Right.
when they come
It's
in.
like a hobo camp with fucking gearheads.
Yeah, gearheads and like rednecks, dude.
right.
And you just see the
Talk
craziest
about my
shit,
team like
dude,
that. It's my racing champion. It's Jeff Gordon, motherfucker. Jeff Gordon.
dudes in fucking cut off camo shorts with like
Now, that's my kind of bill.
numbers shaved into their bodies and stuff, and it's just like wow.
The
dude,
biggest
fucking
NFL
different.
fans that just couldn't play sports.
Dude, the different breed, dude. Yeah, so it was cool. But yeah, Charlotte was neat. Like it was a cool town. We stayed in this Hyatt hotel, and I could look out and see the city. I could see where the Hornets played, like their arena.
Oh, nice.
Spectrum Arena was like, right on the block next to us. So it was cool. We went to this really dope place. It was called Optimus Hall, and our Uber driver was giving us the lowdown because, everybody that I was with are fucking, they don't talk, they don't say anything. So I just shot the shit with this Uber driver and I was like, hey man, like give me the lowdown. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to eat? Like we're here for 5 days. Like tell me what's up.
What's up?
So he gave us a really good barbecue place that we went to that was phenomenal, dude.
Hot Rod Cafe.
Yeah.
There's a Walmart down the way. That's where all the good-looking chicks go.
Yeah, so went to a barbecue joint and had burnt ends. Have you ever had burnt ends?
Burnt ends?
Burnt ends.
Last time I had a burnt end, I caught that lady's pubic hair on fire. She wasn't very happy about it, but candle wax gets crazy every once in a while, boys.
So that was we went and had barbecue. That was good. But this Optimus Hall place.
Hold
was
on, what's a
cool.
burnt end?
It's like
Like a seared piece of meat?
Yeah, it's like a seared piece of meat, but they infuse it with a little bit of Coca-Cola. It's fucking good, dude.
What?
Look it up online, dude. Check it out. It's called a burnt end. Look up burnt end barbecue. It is.
It sounds familiar.
It's fantastic.
No guarantee the internet's working out here. I didn't check with my stickman.
That would be you.
Damn it!
So yeah, it's fantastic. Burnt ends were great, but we went to this place called Optimus Hall.
Is that like Optimus Prime?
Similar, yeah.
Okay.
So there was some long history about this big old building. It was this huge old warehouse, but I didn't thumb through it all very well. But they basically turned the inside of this old warehouse into like an indoor food truck place. So all these what used to be food trucks, they put them into this indoor area so you could walk around this whole place and get all this different kind of food. So they had Indian food, Ethiopian food, some crazy taco places, like dumpling places, sushi places. So we went in there and just sampled like a bunch of different kinds of food. It was fucking awesome, dude. I had this taco place. It was called Red Velvet Tacos. And I had a chicken and waffles taco where like the actual... like
waffle was the taco shell.
Yeah. And it had this little this little like sweet kind of sauce on the chicken. It was good. And then there was a curry fish taco. That shit was bomb. And then the interesting one I got was a Kobe beef burger taco.
Now, was that after Kobe crashed his fucking helicopter? So was he like a burnt in too? Is that what it's called? Burnt in Kobe?
Good. Shoot the J.
Now I
Shoot
can
it.
see you. Hopefully the camera's not too fucked up. I couldn't see him and I was like, maybe this is a bad idea.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's like,
Yeah, so that was cool. So we went and had dinner there one
Jokes,
night.
people. Just jokes.
But they had this really cool. The reason one of the other guys wanted to go there is because he's a big Sapporo fan. He loves the Japanese beer like Sapporo. But they had this like the tap that they had it through. You could see it. It ran through these cool copper pipes, so it was fucking freezing cold. Like this shit came out ice cold. So it was kind of cool. So we went in there and we spent 2 or 3 hours. But I tried Ethiopian food.
It's delicious.
Fuck me,
it's so
dude.
fucking good.
You know what's funny? Like people are always like, "Oh, Ethiopian food's good." I'm like, I've seen Ethiopian people and their sticks. Like, how is their food good if they're so fucking tiny?
Because it goes right through your fucking body is why you eat it and you're instantly shitting in the same
melts
point.
its way through. It's like Indian food. It just melts its way through your guts,
Yeah.
dude. But that
Clear
shit
everything
was
out of there.
good, dude. There's like this little, I don't even know what they called it, but it was a roll. You know what? It looked like the fucking wraps that you put on your leg when you get injured, and you unroll, and it's got like these little like bubbles looking things in it, and then you would like wrap your food in it and dip it in this fucking sauce.
Isn't it fish eggs?
I mean,
Some
I
kind
don't know. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's their starch. I don't know exactly what it is, but shit was fucking good, dude.
No, you're good.
You turning off the light?
yeah, it's like you just see
Turn down the light.
it looks like the sun's coming up my ass on the other side. But no, because since I turned the camera, but we'll be all right.
Yeah, but it lights up his side though too.
Oh, does it? You want me to put it back in?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so Charlotte was cool. Good.
Keep fucking with things after we're going here, bro.
Yeah, Charlotte was good. Cool city. I'd go back and check it out sometime. Yeah, it was cool.
Now with that, I mean, you can even scoot that towards him if you want. If it's too
I
bright
won't
for
go
you.
more. No, it's fine. I was just seeing like as long as it's fine, I don't care.
Okay.
On yours, it just looked bright over
It's
here.
good for me.
Okay, fine. Fuck.
So, you're there for work, obviously. Did you guys end up going out at all? Like, kind of experience a little bit of the nightlife? Like,
Yeah, we
how
went
are
out.
the females? I mean, what's the weather like over there in North Carolina at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it was weather was decent. I'd say like
Better than this shit?
it was mid 50s to low 60s.
Oh, way better than this.
But we did have rain a couple of days, so that kind of sucked. But I don't know if it was just like our hotel where we were at, but there were only a couple of bars like right around us. So we went to this pub twice to watch games and hang out. But decent looking females, but it was definitely a male-dominated crowd just because there were thousands of football coaches there because we were there for the football coaches conference.
Oh, it was the actual conference you went to. I wasn't sure if you were going to like a stadium or
No,
a specific school to be like, hey, bitch. buy our
No.
stuff.
So it was the AFCA, American Football Coaches Association, like the largest football coaches association. So it's high school, college, and so really what the conference is like. It's not for, but what happens is it's young college guys trying to get coaching jobs. So there's thousands, every college you could imagine has people there, and it's networking, trying to get jobs. And then there's a
Wait. Hold on. Before you go further in this, let me ask a question. So you're telling me all these people, all these like pre-coaches go to a conference to sell themselves for like a D1 or a D2 or a D3 NAIA school to pick them up to coach?
Yeah, bro. They make scout videos and set themselves up in a booth.
So basically, it's
Coaches do that though?
I'm just
So basically,
Look how
like,
good
I'm guessing,
Look
but
how
I'm
good I made this kid do, even though he's 6'7", 285, and he's playing against kids that are 5'8".
so they have big boards where they'll post.
I was guessing, but it
where
sounds
they'll
right.
post stuff on there,
Shut up.
and so it's a networking thing. So like these guys they played with somebody at their college and they've been at a school for maybe a year or two and they're trying to get a better job. A lot of GAs go to try to get their first coaching job.
Okay.
So yeah, there's just thousands of those. And then there's sessions. So these guys will go in and there will be coaches talking about, like, they'll be giving, like, defensive strategies or like special teams talks or whatever, like, motivating.
So that's like a college coach's fucking dream. Go there, still the ideas, come back and teach your school what to do.
Essentially, yeah.
Perfect.
So in a lot of high schools, it's like for coaches to go and then they can, go to seminars and learn things from these college coaches. Cause like, I don't know who the people were this year, like the big coaches. Last year, the TCU coach was the guy at the conference. Like, he was the one talking. So I don't know who the big one was.
Think he'll
this
go
year.
back this year and talk about how he got fucking stomped
I was
out
gonna
by
say,
Georgia?
wasn't he the one who lost?
Jesus,
Wasn't that the school that
Christ.
was complaining about never making the Natty too?
Dude?
And being like,
I mean, hey, you made it. And
They shouldn't have made
You
it.
got shown up.
They shouldn't have made it. That was
that was like college, like the NCAA just trying to prove a point. Like, all right, shut up now.
and
41-0 or whatever. It was.
all they proved is that they need this expanded playoff and they need it sooner rather than later, because TCU would have never made it that far.
I like the college playoffs. I like what they did with it. However,
I don't pay
going to a 4-team college playoff, which was introduced 12 years ago now, give or take. When
yeah,
was Mariota? It was like Mariota's last year when they did the playoffs, right?
Yeah,
Fuck,
it was
that's-
like
Or his second to
it
last
was
year.
like
That's forever ago.
it was like
Yeah.
2000. What was that? Like
8,
no, it was after that.
10. Yeah, I think it was 10, somewhere around there.
10, 12, somewhere in there.
Right. And I mean, it's great because, the coaches poll and the fucking hot takes poll. Yeah, it's good. It makes sense. But some of these schools, they have to play these other rivalries. They always say, like, the Pac-12 is fucking loose. The Pac-12 is never going to be as good as the SEC or the SEC or even the ACC. Let them get in there and play, and they should be a fucking at least an 8-man fucking protocol going.
They have already expanded it. So
Right.
in 2 years, it'll be a full, actual, legit playoff.
Which it should be.
Yeah, it should be.
I think that it just takes away. Like, I honestly think if it was the 4 kind of showed you, but Alabama still fucking ran it. But going to the 8-man, I think that shows a lot more because you get more diversity in there. Where Alabama's like defense is so coached of like knowing what they're playing against. So when new teams come in, sometimes they can figure it out, and sometimes they can't. Like, you got to spread offense against Alabama. It's like, see ya. You know? I don't know. I think going to 8-man's probably or 8-man leagues.
I think your goal should be not to like build a connection to win like the title. Your goal should be to like look how many connections we have with the professional people.
Right, but you're
And then
also
the
one
talent would just come. Like,
But that's one of
shit.
2 things, though. It's you win the championships, brings in the better talent. Therefore, you have the better pool of talent going into the NFL.
Well, I think so. Like, the problem
it's a double-edged sword.
The problem
and
is like high school ruins it for you. High school is all about like, hey, everybody's a team, build up your team player, blah blah blah. And then college still kind of has that mentality
point.
because only 1% of the 1% actually are drafted to college, and most of those go to like the SEC anyway. And then 1% of them make the NFL. Where it should be like when you get to college, like everybody goes to college now for a career in business, and your goal is to make it to the next level. Which school gives you the best opportunity to do that?
Well, so now
That's what nerds do.
But now that's changed even more now because of the NIL. NIL transformed the college landscape way more than that whole thing, right?
Yep.
Because before NIL, people were like, oh, who's the best team? Who's going to get me to the NFL? And that was Alabama, hands down.
Yep.
For the last 12 years,
yeah.
it's like, okay, I'm going to Alabama if I want to go pro because that's what's
it
going
was
to get
pretty
me
much
there.
any SEC team.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
The top 4 of them.
Yeah.
I'm talking, Florida.
Well,
or
especially-
Florida State, Florida.
they're ACC.
Especially NFL, linebackers on Alabama were guaranteed pro, like pretty much.
Yeah.
Any defensive player on Alabama.
Yeah, and I mean, you look around the NFL and look at your most of your big dog running backs. They were fucking Alabama running
Well, yeah.
backs.
Well, you could take Derrick Henry for example. Like his first couple years getting going, and it could have been coaching, and Tennessee sucks ass, not very relevant as much as he was in Alabama. And then that one year that he had that like fucking 99-yard touchdown, and ever since then it's been fucking the Yeti, Derrick Henry. But not everybody in Alabama is like good. Like look at, I mean, Tua came there, Hurts came there. I guess those are bad examples. They're okay quarterbacks, but who? Like I mean,
Okay.
there's
They're
got to
not
be
Tom Brady.
I mean, they're not like. I mean, they weren't relevant for a while. Like the Eagles were looking to cut Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And then Tua's got like 5,000 concussions. He may never play again, but he wasn't even Miami's looking to move on from him too.
Yeah, and they're not necessarily known for their skilled position players, right? Like sure,
especially quarterback.
They're
Yeah,
known for their defense,
yeah,
basically.
they
or
have-
running backs. Yeah.
you know, and the thing about it is with quarterbacks is it's rare a quarterback that's taken in the first round actually works out to be like a legit NFL banger.
Agreed.
Like
There was only one that I can think of, and you guys can correct me. Chad Pennington. That was it. The only first round quarterback I ever know of
Well,
that
I would say Aaron Rodgers,
that actually took the Jets.
Joe Montana,
Aaron Rodgers didn't play his first year.
Dan Marino.
yeah, but
Chad Pennington came out, played his rookie season.
We didn't
and took-
say play the first year.
That's what I'm saying. Playing the
took in
first year.
Took in the first
I'm just
round
saying
is what
taken in the
Cook said.
first round.
Took in the first round. Chad Pennington took the Jets to the playoffs for the first time. Like
yeah, but
ever.
I'm not necessarily saying like actually drafted and then playing right away, because that's what happens. Like most of these guys, most of these top tier quarterbacks get drafted to just dog shit teams.
Yeah.
And then their
they're
their
fucked.
careers are over
And that's-
because they expect like, oh, this guy's gonna take me to the fucking playoffs with this trash
Exactly.
team.
And if you had a smart agent or like coaching, you'd be like, maybe don't put your hat in the draft just yet because you're gonna go play for shit said team.
But again, going back to playing in the right system, look at Purdy. I mean, prime example. Like you put him in a system and
Dude, I
he's
could
doing
play
right.
for the fucking 40. That team is fucking stacked right now, and he'll fall off anyway.
that
He'll be
team
fine.
is stacked, and
Yeah, but you still got to make the throws, the check downs, and the
you,
right
you
reads.
still do, yes, but
True.
there's a huge weight off your shoulders when you have the best defense in the NFL
Yeah.
behind you.
100%.
You know?
Dude, I'm
Yeah,
not saying
you-
anything
you
against
get
that. I'm
carried.
just saying in general, like
I
if you
would-
look at what teams can do compared, like look at what's his face for Jacksonville.
Trevor-
Fucking-
yeah, Lawrence.
Like garbage. Like we're gonna cut him. We're gonna
Yeah.
cut him. It's
Well,
like, we
I mean-
took him number one, and then he plays his first year. What the fuck do you expect?
Well, and that's what I don't understand. You know, like people expect.
changes. The speed changes.
Well, and they expect these guys to come out and perform. Look back at Peyton Manning's first year.
horrible.
He was not great,
a lot of interceptions.
right? He was dog shit. But you know what? I'm pretty sure he was taken in the first round out of
was.
Tennessee.
He was.
Right? So there's a great quarterback that started rough and was like, all right, fuck yeah, I'm going to turn it around. But then you look on the flip side of things, like look at a lot of your quarterbacks that won Super Bowls and you know, had great careers that were drafted in the third, fourth, fifth, you know,
Yeah,
and
'cause
later rounds.
they sat behind
because
and learned.
They learned. They got into a system. They learned. Like fucking Tom Brady was drafted in what, like the 6th round?
Yeah.
Out of Michigan?
199.
Right, yeah.
There's a reason though. Well, yeah, and he had to compete with what's his face?
Drew Bledsoe.
Not Bledsoe, but like at Michigan, the guy that went
Oh,
play for
yeah.
the New York Yankees. I forget his name. But yeah,
Yeah, he was even a backup at Michigan.
you would
and
gain
he
more.
Still came through.
You would gain more, but my thought was like if Chad never got hurt, there wouldn't be a Tom Brady. I don't think because they were
Well,
in the
do you
same
guys ever-
division. Like he took the Jets, and the Jets were fire back then. He took him to the playoffs, fucked up his shoulder, you know, and then you never hear from Chad Pennington again. But like he's the only first round quarterback I ever know that went in and just made the playoffs first
See,
year.
and that's the thing I think about too is like you have all these all-star athletes that go through college, and it's like they got to be number one, they got to be the best, and then you look at these irrelevant players who get drafted per se that end up being great quarterbacks, whether they win, they lose, whatever, but at least do that team through their fucking tenure at least justice. Like give them a shot, give them hope. And it's like you almost wonder that a lot of these guys that are doing that, like they might be fiery, their attitudes might be different, but they're all like team players where they weren't the number ones. You know, they weren't the high schoolers that were like, I just threw 8,000 yards, ran for 10,000 yards, and now we're doing something like, you know, like the Manziels or the Jackson, like all that shit.
And
It's
you
like
think
look at
about
these guys.
you think about the guys like the Manziels, and you look at their college careers, and if the NIL had been in place for those guys, how many of them would have stayed around through their senior years?
all of them,
Because like
most of them.
Is that like the NIL where they get paid now?
they can get paid. Yep. Yeah, that's the new college agreement where they can get endorsements and they can get paid. So Talking.
Do they have to be? They have to be a senior though.
Nope, they can get paid right out the gate.
away?
Freshman year, they can get paid. So some of these guys are making a fucking boatload.
Yep.
Like millions of dollars.
And they're probably enjoying their college
I think-
education and their career and their experience a lot more because
Fucking nerds are
they're-
pissed right now.
I'm thinking.
Fuck you! I'm designing helmets for your dumb ass, and you're out there just throwing a fucking football. Fuck that shit.
I'm pretty sure Bryce Young made more than $5 million this year.
I heard the name just because he makes money. Like I always said, like, okay, back to my example. Okay, high school's all competitive or like team oriented. High school should be like, nah, you ain't making it. You ain't making it. You're 6'4", want to play basketball. You ain't playing center. You're playing point guard because you ain't making it unless you can play point guard in the NBA at 6'4". So like,
Yeah, but
like,
I also believe that breeds some of the spots where it's impractical because of
coaches
your
could be-
height,
hey,
weight,
but-
or your talent. But you get better at it because you're always on the bottom shoulder. Like think of all the small quarterbacks. Like how many times do they hear that through college coaching? You're never going to play D1 school. You're 5'10". You're not going to be a quarterback.
well, you either
And
take
then
it like
look what
Rudy
happens.
and do something about it, or you just listen and be like,
Or he starts a fucking OnlyFans and
might
still
get-
making $5 million.
I might get killed. Oh, has he got a hammer down there?
Right.
Does
I'm
he
sure.
really?
Lexington
He's got
Steel, bro.
He's got a linebacker. Fuck.
No, but so a good example of that is Rattler, Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, he just went to Arkansas, right?
No,
got cut from
South
Arkansas.
Carolina.
Yes.
So he left Oklahoma and went to South Carolina. The reason I know this is because one of the coaches at the clinic, he came and
Red-haired black guy. Watch out.
Yeah.
What's Jimmy Graham?
Yeah. So he this coach, he's from a
lot of dye.
really prestigious South Carolina school. He uses our product, and he came and worked in our booth and just talked to everybody because people over there know who he is big time. Their high school has been to 10 of the last 11 state championship, and they've won 7.
Damn.
So they are a absolute powerhouse. And so they're from South Carolina right there. And so they know a lot. He knows a lot of the college coaches and stuff. So Spencer just said that he's coming back for his senior year. His NIL deals are over $2 million. So he would be like a second or third round quarterback pick. So it's a no-brainer, right? Like, oh, I'm going to go play my senior year at college and get over $2 million, or I'm going to go into the pros and get some shit-ass rookie deal. That's
$500,000.
Yeah,
but
that's not worth it. So you're going to get more talented guys that are going to stay in college
More proficient coming out.
because they're going to be making fucking bank.
No,
you know?
I understand
But
that.
the only thing
I don't have an issue with that.
The only
It's
thing
brilliant.
I have with that though is, and this is my biggest downfall. Like I enjoy it. Pay the fucking kids if they need to get paid. I don't. hate it.
Reparations. I want mine.
Swimming doesn't pay, bro.
Damn.
But
Don't pay
my
shit.
only thing would be is if like you're getting these contracts, say with Nike or whatever the case is, as a college athlete, there should be a stipulation and like a set amount being like, okay, this is what's going to happen. Like in the contract that you're signing with us, when you like you say, I'm just going to throw it out. Nike comes in, you're an all-star basketball player, whatever. We want to sponsor you. We're going to pay you. We're going to pay you $5 million over the next 4 years. And they're like, fuck, okay. But here's the deal. We're only going to give you $10,000 a month while you're in school. And so that way, in my mind, I think it takes away just a little bit. I could be wrong because I'm not the one getting paid playing the sports. But of like the competitiveness, like, oh, I'm fucking whatever.
Meanwhile, the doctor over there that's
soups
struggling.
on me in the commissary. I got all the soups. I'm buying soup for you. I'm buying soup for you.
The med school over there that's struggling to get in, that's going to repair his knee in like
Right.
2 years.
Exactly.
Ain't making shit.
But going back to those athletes, like there should be like a set, like you get $10,000 a week or even a month. Like we don't want to take away from what you're doing, but all that banks, and so either A, they graduate, B, they go into say said profession early or pro sport, and then they can bankroll the rest of it out.
The problem with the NIL is there's no tracking, so they don't know what deals you've
It's
made.
fucking crypto.
Well, no, there's I mean, there's no
I
accountability.
want my shit in crypto, dog.
There's no accountability for these players,
Bye.
right? They can sign any deal they want, and they're not accountable to anyone for them.
Right.
So, like, a lot of these guys are making deals with local gyms, with all these other kind of things.
As much as they can.
Shirt
Give it to
companies,
me
they're
all.
making all these deals, but there's no accountability for the deals. Like, they don't have to report them to anyone.
So
It's a really great thing, I think. But one of the problems with it is that the main massive universities are the only ones that are getting the big money. So what you've also seen is the other problem that I've seen with it is the fucking transfer portal. Now you get this transfer portal where these guys are like, oh, now with this NIL, they're like, oh, I can go to this school and I'm getting an offer to make this kind of money at this school. So you see these transfer portals. So I like the NIL. I think these guys should be getting paid because they're making these universities millions, if not billions of dollars.
They're paying for scholarships for other athletes or other kids.
Other sports, right? Like the main football programs are paying for every other sport because 100%. They don't generate any fucking revenue.
Yeah. No. And if they weren't that good, then the shooting team is bye.
I have a question. So like you kind of brought up, but I was going to ask you this, but you already said like, okay, so the major universities are getting like the biggest cut of the NIL funding.
Well, no. So NIL, you can get, it basically just means that as a college athlete, you can now get paid to play. And
but some colleges can pay more than others.
The colleges aren't paying them.
No, it's the sponsorship.
It's the sponsorship.
You're allowed to actually get
sponsorships go to certain schools for a reason.
It's like booster clubs.
So Nike it make more sense for Nike to go to like the SEC schools.
Yeah,
depending if the athlete is say playing at fucking Idaho State. And this guy's a fucking banger. I'm just asking,
like, is that true though? You see more shift towards.
Yeah, you see more shift towards the larger conference schools because that's what generates.
What if they did it this way? I know there's a lot of schools that compete in college football, and that's one reason I don't watch it. It gives me anxiety. Like I can't watch this shit.
Fucking 12 schools or something.
What if they made it where like all the Packs, 10s, whatever the sections they're in, based off their rank or based off a new way of playoffs, the team, Alabama, that wins the Natty gets no funding or the lowest deals from said corporations for this funding to players. But the team that loses the playoff gets the most, so that'll drive like these kids coming out of college like, do I want to, that are really good, like, wait, do I want to go to Alabama and make no money but maybe be on a team that will? Or do I want to go to like maybe, I don't know, fucking
Utah State,
Texas A&M or whatever, something like in the pack, like in the middle. And then you got good players going to okay schools, but then the schools get better because the players aren't just going to like one school, fucking all the money, all the champs, Alabama, because they don't get shit for funding, where the lower schools get the funding to drive. And then that's how it works. Like hiring
it's like
schools,
a fucking fantasy snake draft.
So like if they came together and there's like 100% of the pie, like if you're in the top 5 finish, like 1 through 5, you get 10% of it, and then it gets bigger and bigger for the lower schools to drive competition if players want to do that.
I get what you're saying. It's just that there's no legit pie.
So there's no regulation on this.
Well, there's
money.
No regulation, and the money comes comes from anywhere, right? So most of the money comes from donors and boosters, or like a company that wants to sponsor you, like as an individual, like Drew Timmy for Gonzaga. He's making a couple mil in NIL deals. Right. So he's like, no shit, I'm staying my senior year at Gonzaga because I'm going to make a couple mil.
No, that's totally
have a
smart.
chance at a national championship, maybe.
Yeah, a chance to
fatten his load going into the pros.
Yeah, and then maybe up his draft position to get a better, to get like a Chet Holmgren style deal, going in. So
no, but I think this NIL thing could make, if they somehow reworked it that way, and I know with college it's hard because of all those programs and football and stuff, so who gets what equal share. Well, let's just give it to like the top like teams in each division or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then like let's let the players decide, because then it goes back to my thing. It's like,
because some players,
do you go to a school because they have more connection to the NFL, or do you go to a school because they win titles?
Yeah. Which
Alabama should have both.
But that's hand in hand though.
Yeah, it should be technically, but you still got people like look at fucking that Garcia kid the 49ers drafted the same year as Tom Brady, that came from like some D4 type school or whatever. Like these quarterbacks, these NFL coaches finds and scouts that they find or whatever. Giovanni Garcia, whatever the fuck his name is. His first name is Giovanni or whatever. It's supposed to be like the best quarterback ever since sliced bread.
Dude who played for the fucking God damn it. Derek Carr just got cut.
Giovanni Caparzi.
The Raiders?
Thank you. That guy?
Well, like Derek Carr
Giovanni,
no, this was like back in 99, like when Tom Brady.
Yeah, Garcia. He played for the fucking I just said it again. Say it again.
Raiders?
Thank you.
No.
God damn.
But so Cooper Kupp should never have been drafted. in my opinion. The dude went to Eastern Washington. Like, who the fuck is scouting Eastern Washington?
Yeah, but you got to, if you think about it that way, look at the greatest running back of all time. He went to fucking Jackson State.
Well, you could argue one of the best quarterbacks, Kurt Warner. He came off the fucking street.
I wouldn't say he's one of the best quarterbacks.
But he had a couple good
Super
years. Bowl.
Won a Super Bowl.
The greatest show on turf, you know.
Yeah,
but I mean, there's talent everywhere. I get that, and everyone's trying to be like.
Again, I think that goes back to putting a quarterback in the right system. If they're in the right system and they have the right things behind them, they can do a lot of shit.
But like that decision for like Cooper Kupp to go to E-Dub or because he's from here.
Well, and that's really
not knowing that he's going to get drafted.
Well, and you know, it's not really. I don't think a decision. I think it was that was probably the best school that he had offers from, being with his size and his speed and all those things, right? Like
and it's local.
He got largely overlooked by big schools. So that was at the time. Eastern Washington was they banged, dude. Like they were fucking awesome in the FCS. So
they're winning natties.
Yeah, they were winning national championships. Like they were going the distance in the FCS. So like that was a rock star choice for him, right? Because that was a chance to get noticed. I'm sure he probably could have went to like a D1 FBS school and been like, okay, on some shit ass team. But when you're in the FCS, you're going to get noticed if you're on a really good squad, right? Like look at
South Dakota State.
Yeah, like North Dakota State. These guys, they're putting out quality pros because they're getting recognized because they're really good. So it comes down to that. But like I think at the end of the day, the NIL, finally
look at Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
I was always curious, like how did Gonzaga just pop off? Like
they've been good since the 90s, bro.
I don't understand. Like
it started with the fucking Cinderella story.
I remember the Dickow story.
Goddamn team making it in, and then
that was my
the last 20-something years,
grade for
they've
me.
Systematically worked it further and further, further in.
It comes down to getting a coach that puts a system in, and that
was the same coach.
Mark Few's. Mark Few's been there for like
26
years.
26 years.
20.
So he was there with Dickow.
Yeah.
Like assistant.
Mark Few is what the Gonzaga has been good because of Mark Few. Like that's just hands down. There's
and then going back to what Joe was saying earlier is you talk about people going to the schools to get noticed. Now Gonzaga is one of those schools to come get noticed, even though they can't win shit. But
my thought was
it's like maybe the mentality of the kids are like, well, if I go there, maybe it'll be our year.
Yeah,
maybe
you look who they play, and like Gonzaga gets to go like to the Sweet 16 or like gets invited to the NCAA. Like that's how, like I can see how like this program, the NIL, is like you invite so many said teams. Like I don't know how the lower teams get picked, like the 32 ranked.
Yeah, so basically.
But he's right. As soon as Gonzaga got in it, the Sweet 16 is like for high school players. They don't know what. There's so many colleges to choose from. And then you see this Gonzaga, and they're in it every year, and they just get there a little further, and you're like, oh, maybe if I was the guy that got him the championship.
It's just like Georgetown was doing and Purdue. It was all that shit. Like, this fucking teams are making it in here, and then maybe they bust one out. And then they become irrelevant for a couple
smart
years.
For the NCAA basketball to make that fucking March Madness is super.
Always fucking somehow.
Yeah, I mean March Madness is, it's always been great because you have the top teams are gonna traditionally do well. But then you'll have your upsets.
There goes my bracket.
Yeah, then you have your upsets where it's like, holy shit, Chicago something,
Chicago St. Mary's beat fucking Duke.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit, right?
Oh my god.
Like so it's cool. Like they've done a good job of that, and the thing that Gonzaga has done well and Mark Few has done well is he gets the top overseas talent. He always gets fucking studs from overseas. Like he had
Turioff.
Ronnie Turioff. He had DeMontis Sabonis, right? Like he's had some absolute studs from overseas. And Karnowski, right? Like he just gets absolute bangers from overseas. These guys.
Who was that? The French dude who didn't come back for his senior year and he went and played for the Portland Trailblazers. It was like 3 years ago. It's an American name. I just can't think of it, but he's from like France.
Okay,
I fucking think of his name.
I don't know. Turioff. Turioff's the only French one that I remember. Just because he was one of my faves because that fucking dude spoke 7 languages.
Yeah,
he was
played
like
for the fucking Lakers. Baby.
Yeah, he was a genius, bro.
I mean, he tried to play for the Lakers. He had like heart surgery, didn't he, or some shit. Like, he had like
Yeah, I think he ended up getting the COVID shot.
no, he had.
I got the jab.
No, you can look it up. I'm pretty sure he had like a heart transplant or some
Yeah,
fucking
something
shit.
happened. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like,
Traditionally, most Gonzaga players have not done well
in the NBA,
in the
no.
NBA, but you know what? Like,
they still get recognized though.
yeah, I mean, they're still making it to the NBA. They're still making their money, and then they go off and do other things.
Who was
but
the mustache guy after
Adam
Dick
Morrison?
Out? Oh, God,
Adam
yeah.
Morrison. He was great. Like,
John Stockton's kid didn't even get drafted.
yeah, well, I mean, Stockton's probably the greatest Gonzaga player of all time, right?
Oh,
like,
easily.
like hands down. The dude's a fucking
He's
dick.
the only one with a career.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, everyone
That-
else that's gone to the NBA off of Gonzaga.
I mean, he still
So
has
I would say the two guys that like in recent Gonzaga history that are having the best NBA careers, they're not like mega stars, but they are guys that play a lot and do well. Domantas Sabonis and Kelly Olynyk. Like those guys are still
Olynyk. There
yeah.
you
Domantas Sabonis is a fucking beast, dude. Like that dude, he's like a modern day quiet Dennis Rodman. Gets his fucking 12 to 15 rebounds a game.
Fucking Madonna.
Yeah, basically, right? So those guys
Carmen
are
Electra.
those guys are the two that I'm
would.
like, all right,
Now.
they're doing well. But traditionally, yeah, most Gonzaga players in the NBA don't translate well. But that's the one thing. Like you look at Mark Few, he definitely has gotten to where they're playing top teams in the country early in the year before they start WCC play, so that way they're ready for the tournament, right? Like they played a fucking rough schedule this year.
Well, that's even
Early.
the thing too. Is like you got to think about if any top fucking 10 team across the nation, their coach got a fucking Dewey.
Yeah.
They would be a lot more nationalized news. Like, oh, you hear about Nick Saban? He got a DUI. Yeah, they cut his pay. All this shit. Few gets one. They're like,
It wasn't actually a DUI.
no, he just ran a stop
He
sign.
prayed
We're
it
good.
off.
Yeah.
He's
exactly.
good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When I was working for that medical company, I had to make a couple deliveries to Gonzaga University, which I was like, that's fucking weird, right? So I went downtown, went into Gonzaga's campus, get in there, and they have a whole fucking hospital ward on campus.
Yeah.
They have a whole, like, it was fucking, I had no idea. Like, not like you have, like, an infirmary, like, oh, you're sick, like, come sit, like, in high school, like, oh, come sit in here, have a lollipop, we'll cut the lights off, 10 minutes, you'll be okay.
Down the lights.
Right, exactly. They have a whole fucking, a whole hospital ward in there, a whole wing, and I was delivering to one of the fathers who was there, who was dying of cancer, I think. I can't really remember.
Did he touch you in your special spot?
Yeah, that's why I'm Catholic now.
Oh, like a priest. I thought you were saying father of the student. I was like,
Father, no. That's what I was saying. But I make the delivery, and I'm looking around, and it's 2 floors, I believe. And come to find out, like, all the priests that teach there and do sermons and stuff on campus, they all either, or not all, but some either live on campus or right close to. And it's like being part of a union. Like, they take care of you. The school takes care of you. If you are a priest there,
Yeah.
like you're 100% in. And so like, these people, like, it was like their hospice, if you will, in this ward that I was at. And I'm delivering oxygen and everything and talking to them. And yeah, I had no fucking idea. I was like, I don't know if that's like a one-off just because it's a religious school,
No.
or if like all major campuses have that. Like,
If it's a Catholic university, yes, the priests that are there, they live there, like that's their home, like that's it. Like they pay for everything because they don't have families, they don't have all that
Yeah,
shit.
they
So
have
like
no
that's
income.
it. So they pay for all their food, they pay for everything, and they live there. Like they give them a home, they give them all
Right.
the things that they need.
yeah.
well,
Well,
I mean,
like,
I've gone
well,
up to like actual like congregations and stuff where it's like K through 12 boy girls religious schools, whatever denomination it is, and like you live on the compound, you have your fathers, your priests, everybody that lives there, the nuns, so on and so forth. But I've never seen that out of college, and it fucking blew my mind. Like I was like, holy shit! Like really? Like
I bet Notre Dame's like that too.
Yeah,
100%.
Any private religious school, whether it's like Christian, Catholic, whatever, they'll all be like that. They'll all have their.
it was
their-
just rare. I've never like I understand it.
You just don't think about it, right?
Right,
Like that's
and
not something
I
you're
just
like, oh yeah,
wasn't
they got a bunch
expecting to see
they
it.
got a bunch of priests living here.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got guys over there fucking puking off the balcony, like, I'm drunk, fuck yeah, let's go. I'll be there at 6 tomorrow morning.
I'm not eating meat. It's Friday. I'm drinking beer.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet the military schools are probably the same way. You know, you just go around. It's just a military-based lifestyle, pretty much. But then there's fucking sports and whatnot. It's like
Do
a
they
college.
still even have military schools now?
Yeah.
Like, is that still a thing?
There's 4 of them.
Of course.
3 of them.
I know,
Actually.
I was always
Well, those are
threatened
the
as a child.
academies. Yep, they have
I'm gonna
the
send you to military.
Oh, that's what I was
school.
talking about. the
yeah. So no,
academies.
they have the academies, but they still have military actual like lower schools. So like Air Force has a prep school, Army has a prep school. Yeah, there's prep schools for all that shit.
I don't even mean in prep school. I mean, don't you ever? Well, maybe not. But
No, but like
getting threatened by your parents. Like,
Yes.
I'm going to send you to military school
yeah.
for 1 year.
Yeah,
You're going to
they
be there
have
living there.
Major Pain, great movie.
Yeah.
Or
Yes,
like
sir.
in Shameless, Carl Gallagher, he rocks it to military school.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
No, they have those. Yeah, they're still common. But yeah, so like I know about the Air Force Academy at least. Every cadet, every student that goes there has to do a sport. It is mandatory.
They don't want you getting fat.
Well, so they have to participate in a sport. Now, whether they're on like the varsity team that actually competes in the NCAA, that's to be
Sign me up for chess.
But yeah, though they have to do a sport. So we had this fucking
Checkers,
we had
esports.
this we had this douche lieutenant at my unit, and he was a fucking cheerleader.
Hold on. I want you to
Yeah.
back this up just
Yeah.
for 2 seconds here. Did you just throw shade on a guy who was a cheerleader?
I did.
Do you want to tell me what you did in high school?
I fucked a lot of cheerleaders.
No. No. What activity?
I showed him my
what
dismount.
activity did you sign up to play and do?
I never played an activity.
Was it because of Travis?
Hold on. You're not getting out of this one.
He's
Yes or no?
He's
you were a cheerleader.
He's referring to when I stunted.
So you were a cheerleader.
You broke
I
you broke your
stunted.
knee, but you still wanted to.
You like how he fucking says, "Oh, I stunted." You stunted cock, bitch. Tell me you were a cheerleader. Tell me
I stunted.
you were a cheerleader.
Dude,
I did
it's
not
fine.
cheer- Cheerleader, I
Did you go
stunted.
to state with the cheerleaders?
I stunted.
Yeah, he's a fucking cheerleader. Don't let him fucking tell you
Hey,
otherwise.
hey, cheerleading's hard, but I know who started all that
Yeah,
shit.
the only thing hard in
It was
cheerleading is
fucking-
this guy.
It was fucking
That's
Travis.
him.
Who's
Soon-
Travis?
Travis was a Lusky.
Yeah, he was a
He's the
cheerleader
one who
too.
did it.
He
As
did.
soon as this dude, Viking skin motherfucker, goes
He
on
did
there,
it?
and yeah,
Was he?
that,
Yeah,
you
was
know
he?
he did it. That's why you did it. That's why
No,
everyone else
he's
did
a
it.
lot younger than us.
He's
One-
he's
2
my
years.
grade.
He's 2 years.
Oh yeah, he's 2 years younger, but he's the only dude
okay.
I know. Then all of a sudden it became a thing. I was like, Jesus.
No, Eric led that one off.
No,
and he's
no,
like,
no.
"Oh, let me put a finger in this girl's ass and I'm holding her ankle." And then he fucking, everyone else followed suit.
No,
When was cheerleading tryouts?
you
by
know
the
who
way?
started
Nobody
it?
knows about it because Eric would just sneak into these girls'
No.
bedrooms and be like, "Hey, when can I come play?"
You know who started it?
Rick.
O'Neal.
No, Durf.
I don't know who that. is.
Okay, fat guys.
Hey,
No,
Fat,
like-
strong guys get
Hey,
a buy. Okay,
hey.
not these strong looking
no,
young
no.
dudes.
Actually, it was Zap.
Wasn't the cowboy guy? a
It was
cheerleader?
Zapla.
Zap didn't do it.
Bullshit.
I'm gonna call his ass right now. Call his ass.
Bullshit. And Durf, they did it. And I will tell you this much right now. Durf, I think, won 3 or 4 national championships
You guys had some big dudes.
and married a fucking smoke show. The dude could have been a D1 college football player, which was his biggest mistake.
wasn't he like he balled too? Like I remember like
Wasn't
when
he
I was
like bald?
when I was
what the fuck's that have to do with doing gymnastics?
No, it's not gymnastics. You're just
You're
holding.
stunting.
You're
Eric
just
said
holding
it's
cleats.
stunting.
It is. It was called the stunt team, you fucking dipshit.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember the stunt team.
stunt
Yeah, okay.
Stunt cock.
You do flips
Yeah.
and shit. No,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that.
He didn't do flips. Eric held fucking broads up, looked up their shorts.
What's wrong with that?
It was a stunt team, bro.
Yeah. Watch this stunt.
He's taking a chance with his fingers.
A lot of them slipped in there.
Yeah,
Oh, I bet.
he had to use a
How
lot
come
of.
she's not wearing any underwear? Don't you worry about that.
He had to use a lot of soap.
Defense soap, not a sponsor.
The official soap of stunting.
Dude, when he sent that too, it was like defense soap for armbar. I was like, is this like shit you put on your arm so they can't wrap it up? Like, what are we talking about? Like, who's making hipster jujitsu soap right now? The fuck out of here with
made
your
with
soap.
made with the tears and the cum of my opponent.
Speaking of hipster, have you guys ever been in a Whole Foods?
Yeah.
Don't go. I'll tell you. 3 Shots Podcast. Don't go to Whole Foods.
They
okay?
had one in Charlotte. It was right across from the convention center, so we went over there and had lunch. But I've never seen so many dudes with douche knots on top of their head, bro.
Cum knots?
Like the little fucking long
Man
hair.
buns?
Yeah, like I call it a douche knot. Man bun, douche knot, same. I've never seen so many dudes in my life in one store.
You know,
with
I
those things on
can't
their
knock
head.
them even though they're ugly, because if I could grow hair, I'd definitely fucking
Yeah,
do it.
I would too. It's
No,
just
dude, I can
rubs it
grow
in.
hair, and I would never fucking
Yeah, but you don't
do
grow
that.
it
So-
out. You grow it out.
We saw a photo. Of,
I'm in a fucking bet right now, bro, for 6 months. I got to grow my hair
How
out.
long have you been growing that thing
Right
on
now,
your head?
this is month and a half.
That's a
Jesus
month and a half.
My hair grows quick, dude.
It doesn't look like it's growing at all.
Yeah,
well, not in the spots where I'm bald.
It looks like
but
it stopped.
Everything else,
It-
my fucking cul-de-sac I got going on, that thing is fucking
your hair,
wicked.
your hair looked like it had like a New Year's resolution. Like, oh yeah, we'll run a marathon, and it made it a mile, and it just gave up. It's
My
not
hair
growing.
grew.
It just started puking. Like,
My
we're
hair,
done.
looks like-
my hair grows fast.
It looks like
bro.
burnt ends.
Well, dude, you got to think about this. Like, again, we were talking about this earlier before we started the podcast.
I think you should shave your head now that we're going to jiu-jitsu.
I want to, but I don't want to lose the bet.
You should shave the sides. Like, can you
Just leave the top?
Like
The
just
top
No.
shit landing.
Do the monk haircut.
Yeah, I want the monk-
It's called the tonsure, where you shave the middle and then you let everything else grow. It's so God can beam His light down into your head.
yeah.
I already have a god bald spot. Okay, I don't need
it's that
him.
character
I'm
in
gonna
Elden
shave
Ring.
it.
It's the character in Elden Ring you don't want to be. That looks like a douche. Moving on.
Well,
Moving on.
dude, the best part is, so we go to jiu-jitsu, you know, and I'm like, you know, like I don't mind growing out my hair. I'm like, I always wear a hat, so not a big deal. Like,
Takes that thing
I gotta
off.
take-
Jesus Christ!
Wear a do rag.
I gotta take
Yeah.
Wear a do rag, dude.
yeah.
What's up, homie? Wear a do rag. Put a Dan Loudtooth in and
How
wear
come-
wear a fucking
get
wear the
tatted up.
Captain Silvertooth.
They look over at me like, how come this guy's sagging his bottoms for his gi?
Dude, I should go in the changing booth and just put like fake teardrop tattoos on my face and shit come out my JR just underneath my eye. What the fuck? Yeah, don't fuck with me, man. What's up?
Guy's hard as fuck.
He's
dude.
rolling around with a knife in his mouth.
It's like white belts in the back. Yeah, you get in the back. That's racist.
Yeah, then and you're wrapped up and they're like beating the fucking piss out of you. Like, yeah, okay.
Come here.
Next.
No, I'm good.
Who wants a shot of the champ? Who wants a shot?
Just come in with the belt.
Take our fucking fantasy belt in there. Be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
I'm good.
Playing
I'm good.
NWO music.
You
just-
guys fight for real. I fight in fantasy and I'm the champ.
But Aaron says you want to do it. You should.
Yeah.
Be good times.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think it'd be dope.
But before that, what I was gonna say is I'm in this fucking 6-month bet of growing out my hair, and I'm letting the beard grow.
I will say the beard does look better. You
beard
you
looks
actually
good.
look like a man now, so I'm
beard
proud
looks-
of you.
I wouldn't go
I'm
that
proud of
far,
you.
but thank you. I appreciate it.
I shaved my
appreciate
beard.
it.
I went mustache.
But
But
That's
the
a
thing
classy
is,
look, though.
Yeah.
Mustache is a classy
He
look.
can pull it off. I look like a pederast if I do it, especially with the hair. With the hair, it would be fucking bad.
I put my glasses on. I look like Homer Simpson's neighbor.
We fucking
Oh,
we,
Ned Flanders.
we roll up, and I'm like, God damn it! And I take my hat off, got this fucking beard going on. I'm like, I'm over here doing shit. I'm like, I'm sure everyone's probably looking like, okay, what van did he get out of, and how much candy's coming out of his gi right now?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, we're-
Just
we're
say
in
my
their-
name's Minigus when you get out.
right? Why's he got a limp?
I'm in there. We're in their first
Not
day,
anymore.
and we're stretching. Like we
Not
get in
anymore, is
A,
it?
we get in a
He fixed
giant
his hip.
Oh, he got a longer shoe.
Get in a giant circle, and we're all stretching. I
Jerkus?
just hear people off to the side like, "Oh yeah, it's usually not this busy. Most of these people will be gone in like 2 weeks." And I was like, "Jesus Christ, sign me up!" I'm out.
Well, that's the New Year's thing. It happens.
Especially that
I've
dude
seen
with
it
the
in-
fucked up hair over there.
I've seen it in Taekwondo my whole life. It's people show
Yeah,
up like,
gym,
let's get back.
it's the
and-
same thing at a gym.
Right, yep.
January to February is the worst month in
Yeah.
a gym because
Yeah.
all these people are like, I'm going to lose weight this year.
Yep, and then
There
they
was
get-
that.
they
There was
get-
that
they get
controversy
sore
of
and they
that,
leave.
like that rich gym in New York. I forget what it's called, but they said they weren't taking new members for their New Year resolution. They shut it down. Like, no, we don't want your
Yeah.
fucking having ass.
Well, see,
and they got a lot of flack for it.
That's when you sign up in December. Sucker.
Dude, I was almost
got
so
ahead of you, bitch.
I was almost so vain. I almost told Joe, I'm like, hey, we should sign up the week before January 1st because I knew that was going to happen going into it. But
Oh yeah, that's how we treat. Well, it was,
in the same sense, fuck it.
yeah, I don't care. I want that mentality. I don't
Well, that's
want
the same thing. Like I signed up at Croc again so I could swim because I wanted to use the pool. So I signed up December 21st, and the guy's like, if you wait a week,
It'll be
we're-
cheaper."
We're having a special
Right.
deal on
Fuck your deal.
we're waiving that. I'm like, yeah, but I can swim 10 times before that. So no. He's like, oh, okay. And then the day after New Year's when they opened again and they signed up, the fucking lines were out the goddamn front door. I was like, yeah, thank God. I
Yeah,
didn't
my
wait.
my wife is like, hey, how about you just sign up for jiu-jitsu after we get back from Cabo, which we're leaving this week. I'm like, but I could go to jiu-jitsu like the whole week though. Why would I do that? So
Yeah.
I signed up right when I was there.
And
once I heard he was already there and signed up, had his gi, I was like, where'd you get that gi? Oh, I bought it from them. I was like, fuck.
And once you start to do something like that, it's like, okay,
Now
cool.
I'm committed.
Now you're committed. Now you like it.
Yeah, it's
right. You're like,
super
okay,
fun.
this is fucking cool. I'm gonna stay with it. So, yeah, waiting to do shit. There would always be a reason to not go. You're like,
Absolutely.
oh fuck, I'm busy. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't do that. So, yeah, just fucking doing it, like going out.
It's very nerve-wracking because I told Aaron, like, it's like when I was trying to apply for OCS school, like none of the top dog coaches come and approach you. They don't teach you anything, tie your belt. They don't tell you the moves. You just have to look from the people. And like, I was like, maybe this is a martial arts thing. Like you just look from the belts that are higher than you. They go first and they show you, and you better hope you can replicate it. But in OCS schools, like trying to get a hold of like the lieutenant to get you into the school, they would be like, they would never respond, never call. And like
Lieutenants are the worst.
the enlisted people would be like, yeah, it's because they don't want you to join. They want to make sure like, if you want to do this, you're going to try to do it.
You're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. They want people that can figure shit
They
out.
want like it's like that with a lot of things, right? Like, I know coaching wrestling, at the club for my son and shit. Like, when we're going through warm ups, we're not fucking patty caking these kids through warm ups. It's like you have your line leaders that roll out,
Yeah.
and they're the experienced kids, and then the first 4 or 5 kids are experienced in each line, and then the new dipshits stand in the back. And half of them don't pay attention, and it's literally every day. It's like, fucking watch the people in front of you.
Yeah, and that's
like,
how
we're not going to teach you how to fucking dive roll. We're not going to teach you how to do this, stupid shit. Like, this is just warm ups.
That's
like,
how- yeah,
we're not gonna run you through warm ups. Like, follow along.
Yeah, because it would take too long, and that's how this class is. Like, all right, we're going in. Like, all right,
Yeah.
I see this. I follow him. Can't do that. I'm just walking back.
Yep.
I'll try it next time.
Yep. Yeah.
It's
No.
like even when we got there,
But once you start training, the coaches are super nice, and they teach you, and you learn, and you learn a routine, and you
Yeah.
go. But the warm up part was like, fuck, maybe I don't want to be here. I'm not cut out. This reminds me of 1990s. This is it. It's been a long time.
well, that's what I was saying.
This feels
too.
great.
Like, when we got there, it was
I looked at Aaron.
The
What
lady,
the fuck are you doing?
the lady that the lady that signed me up. I don't know if it's Trevor's wife or not, but she was like kind of adamant, like, hey, well, you want to do a drop-in class? I'm like, no, I'm good here. I'm here to sign up. She's like, no, we recommend.
She's like, with weird hair like that, we recommend.
His hat was still on.
Hat was still on.
Hat was still on.
still on. She goes, I recommend, get it, try it first, see if you like it. I was like, nah, I know what I'm signing up for. I'm like, just take my card, sign it. She's like, oh, you sure? I'm like, I'm positive. Like, I've gone through this dance before. Like, sign me up. I know what it's like. And so she signs me up. I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, do you want to, use a gi? I'm like, no, I'll just buy one.
Gross.
And she's like, well, you can use your own. You have one. And I had one in my backpack. I'm like,
Don't fit.
no, you know what? It's true.
He said it doesn't fit.
The belts more so don't fit. The gi kind of still works. But I was like, fuck it.
It doesn't have enough
It's like
holes.
Chris Farley putting on that.
Fat guy
man
in a little gi.
But I was like, fuck it. Like, let's just buy one. I'm going to support and give you guys more money and shit. So we get in there, and then, like I was telling Joe,
I'll give you support.
and I get it because it's New Year's resolution, but like we started working through and like doing the stretches and the lines and whatnot.
The only reason I bought a gi.
Usually,
Cool
Hey.
heads up letting me know you were doing all this.
Go-
great,
hey.
great looking out, bro. Great looking out.
Hey, I'm
well, if
looking
you
out for
listen
me.
to the podcast, you would know.
Exactly. Yeah. Good. Thanks for helping the podcast out, buddy.
yeah.
Or you
hey.
could just call your bro and let him know, dude. Or you could just call your bro back and let him know.
You called when we were getting ready. I was like, oh, Eric's calling.
Hey,
He calls you a
damn
lot.
well know I do everything on a whim, and so just be ready.
You
Well,
called.
then
Pack your bag.
Did he? Hey, didn't you call him last night about like 6:30?
I did, yeah, right before
Because I was
got,
in the truck with him. We're about ready to go roll. I was like, hey, Eric's calling. He calls you a lot, man. Probably should answer and tell him we're gonna go whoop ass right now.
Oh, he didn't already talk to him.
Click.
Gotta get there. But so we get in there, and usually, like from the club I was in, like the instructors come over. Hey, nice to meet you. I mean, it's a full
not-
fucking
not
class
this
though,
one.
so I get it. And I was like, huh.
New
like,
Year's,
all
that's probably why.
And that's why I was thinking, like, it must be a New Year's thing. So we go through, and I've never done the jiu-jitsu, I don't know, line warm-ups, if you want to call them that. And we're doing that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, fuck it. I'll get in there and just do what I can. I guess my best. They take us over, and I was telling Joe, they go over and they work with us, like probably not expecting to see us again on Wednesday. We show up again, excuse me, And
would really
more-
mind fuck him if we show up tomorrow at 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. Like, I'm here.
I'm dead, but I'm here.
Yeah.
But
You smell like whiskey. I know.
don't worry about that.
Hair of the
Podcast,
dog.
It's better than fentanyl.
right? But they worked more with us, and so I guarantee it's just a thing. It's just getting through the New Year's.
They're
guys.
not going to waste their time.
And I get it,
Getting to
100%.
know every person that comes in there.
they
That's
got
just
you
not
for-
going to.
I did it with Taekwondo. With Taekwondo, the New Year's resolution when we were teaching classes, they would show up, and it was like, I mean, I treated them all the same, but it wasn't like I was giving my heart and soul to each individual, like in one-on-ones.
I mean, he's been around forever, and like and hats
seen
off to him as
he's
a business.
seen it all. I mean, he's
hats
seen
off
it
to him
all.
as a businessman. He had you for 6 months. I mean,
Yeah,
when you go-
regardless of if you show up, you are already paid for
you
6
already paid
months.
for 6 months. So he has because he probably originally started like month to month. People would sign up, and by the end of January, he's down to like 6 people.
Yeah.
and then he's.
I mean, it all makes sense.
Broke
Like, I'm not
again,
mad
and he's-
about it.
No,
he's
it's a
gotta
good
go
business
fight.
model, right?
But
Like-
that's how gyms do. But they make you sign up for almost a year.
A
almost
year.
of
Well,
time.
the shitty ones do around here do.
Well, yeah, like
So-
Sujin's Taekwondo, that was a year commitment. There's only 2 things that could get you out of that commitment,
If
and
you
that's
moved and dead.
if you move 25 miles away,
Yeah, that's
or
how-
if you have an injury that will basically make it so you can't do it.
Yeah, and that's how peak was too with the gym. But
Well, if you ever got to get out of that, just use my house as an address because it's fucking dumb.
I have the address, but part of it for me as a dad is a perfect thing because I'm like, oh, you can't stop.
Right.
She loves it, but if it came to a point where she was like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore, I'm like, tough shit, I'm paying for it, so you're doing it.
yeah,
You're going to at least finish out this year.
Yeah, so, but based on this now, I told her, I said, you're rocking through black belt. I'm like, once you get your black belt, you can stop if you want to. I'm like, but you're far enough along that like when the next year rolls up for me to renew, she'll be 2 belts away. So she'll be like, she's close. She'll be less than a year out. She'll be like,
Sujin's 9,
she'll be 11.
11.
Yep.
Okay, I was off. Sorry. So here's the crazy thing, and this is what always deterred me from like other Taekwondo schools and whatnot. Is like, so the school that you go to, or not you, but Sujin, is well they call it WT now. It used to be called WTF.
Yes.
And so I went to an ITF school.
what the fuck?
And with ITF in particular, you could not promote to black belt until you were 18. And the reason behind that was, or no, it was 16. 16, sorry. Because they wanted you to feel as an adult where they didn't want to be like, I'm just giving you a belt for showing up. But they want to keep you encouraged and they want to keep you coming. And so it's hard. Like, and I get it for a school to be like, well, he's been here for 8 years and he's still a brown belt.
Yeah.
But they looked at it as like the maturity level of the child to make sure like what you're not just on the fucking playfield being fuck you, and
Yeah.
then, and so it was a
Wait,
big thing.
so-
So it's hard for me to see any black belts, and I don't know if I have no idea with jiu-jitsu. I'm sure people have black belts before that. It's weird to me from like learning what I knew, and I got to throw that out of the corner. But like if I see a fucking 12-year-old with a black belt, I'm gonna be like, get away, dude. Like,
Well,
what
so
are we doing here? But now
here's the
16, 18, like you're more of an adult, you kind of understand. I get it more. I understand it more.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same sense, right? Like, you can't say that because there are.
I just did.
There
Three
are,
Shots Podcast. You heard it first.
Yeah, but there's kids, right? Like, they do. Taekwondo's an Olympic sport, and so therefore it's a junior Olympic sport. But you have to be a black belt to participate in that.
Which
in
makes sense, yeah.
in the Olympic sport, you have to.
Right.
So you would never have junior Olympic Taekwondo if you waited till 18. So I mean, there's that thing, and so
Not necessarily, because
I
you still have Junior Olympics when you can still be 19 and still do Junior Olympics.
I could see like as long as they stick with it,
Yes.
like because like I can see like
But
the
to your
sooner
point,
the
yes,
sooner
I get
you
what
train,
you're saying.
the sooner you train in said sports like that, the better your body's gonna adapt to it.
yeah,
And if you stick with it, by the time that kid's like 16, like Mike Tyson was 13 and 200 pounds.
Right,
Well,
but
and
there shouldn't be
your-
a fucking 4th degree Don out here when he's 16 years old. Being
well,
like,
to your
"Dude,
point,
come on.
To your point, yes,
Maybe.
that's the one.
No.
That's the one thing, right? Like the other belts, yes, like he lets them like they learn their pumses, their saranchagis, right? Like all their kicking combinations and their their pumses, their forms. So they learn all that and they can test for their belts. But once they get within those last 3 belts, it's not a given, right? Like I watched at one of her belt tests.
Well, none of it should be a given.
No. But what I'm saying is like in a lot of those things, I rarely ever saw anyone fail, like at a test, right? Because they do their pre-tests and shit. I watched 2 kids fail trying to get their high brown belt, right? Like he's like, nope, you didn't pass. And it was like, holy fuck, everybody's looking around like, holy shit, this kid failed. But
it's gonna be me getting my blue belt.
that's what I liked, right? Like it was like, okay.
I'm glad that he's finally doing that because
he's not
when
just-
I watched that shit years ago, I watched people fail their fucking test and it was like, come on up. Here's your belt. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
So I think that's...
Because when we failed our test, it was like, hey, we'll see you in 3 months.
That was that North Korean shit.
Yeah, well, and I think that's that pause, right? Like that's like you talked about, you want to keep people coming. You want to keep them. So
I mean, it is a business.
In the early belts, I can see where you might fudge a little bit. All right, like okay, we got to keep these kids coming because if they fail every test, right, then they're not going to come back.
But I would also argue with this, not to you, but to the point of what you're talking about, is if that's the case, and Taekwondo is supposed to teach you, indomitable spirit, perseverance, self-control, and you fail in the earlier tests, but he gives it to you, so now you hit your higher belts, and you fail, and you're like, well, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean I just failed? Like, I did the same thing in the white to white black to yellow black to blue black, and then it was given to you, compared to being like, hey, buddy, you're right there. You're right there. It was just 1 point, and that's what cost you. Keep your head up. I'll see you in 3 months.
Yeah.
You have it. Just all you gotta do is work on this. And that's what happened in our school. Like, if you you missed your test, nothing was given to us, which was kind of nice. Like, I failed 2 or 3 times on my belt advancements, and it fucking pissed me off where I was like, when I come back in, I'm not going to fail. And I didn't. I shined through that bitch.
Yeah.
And that's a whole of like building the child up, building the character up. But
there's a fine line.
That was
with
also
that,
known
right?
for when we joined Taekwondo, we joined the Black Belt Academy of the Taekwondo, not just normal Taekwondo. So it was higher standards maybe.
Yeah.
That was put on us.
I think that's a fine line, right? Like you want to teach
Agreed.
those things, but you can't expect that it's going to be right. Like you can't expect those things are going to be learned immediately.
And I think that's the duration of the months though, of like take the time away, because I would apply that to like even wrestling in high school. Like, you don't make the cut, son, you ain't going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think it's just the teaching tools. Again, I get small children. I understand it. You got to bring them up. You can knock them down, but you got to nurture, love, care, and bring them up. But I also feel like, especially since martial arts, maybe now it's becoming more of a prolific thing. You also have to stand steady with what you're trying to teach them and make sure that they understand the concepts of what they're learning too.
No, and I
think failure is a big part of that.
No, and I definitely agree with you, and I think that that's important. And it's kind of one of those things. I've watched a bunch of belt tests now,
right?
And I look at some of these kids, and I'm like, how in the fuck did he just pass that kid?
Agreed.
Like, how did that fucking kid just pass? And then I think about it.
Because they bought him a bat. Post Falls High School. What?
Yeah, and so and I think about that. But
his dad bought sneakers or basketball high school.
But then I think about it, and I'm like, you know what? 90% of these kids are not going to be around through their black belt. No. They're going to wash themselves out, and so the kids that are dedicated, and the kids that work hard, and the kids that actually truly study and practice, they're going to be the ones that actually achieve their black belt. Because he says it every time. He's like, look, in the early tests, he's like, look around you. He's like, one out of every 10 of you is actually going to become a black belt.
Right.
He's like 1 out of 10 of you. So I think for him, it doesn't really matter in the early belts, because fucking they're not going to be there for their black belt. It should, but from a business standpoint, you're not. You just.
I get it, but it should. Like, I even remember,
as long as you're learning,
I
think as long as you're learning and can do the maneuvers,
right?
Like, unless Google's wrong, when I looked at the belts and how you acquire them, there's 5 belts, and one of them you can't get unless you're a Gracie. It's white, blue, purple, which is the hardest they say to get, brown, and then black, and then red. You can never have a red belt. But it said on Google it takes 15 years to get your purple belt. no fucking way the people at AKA have been there for fucking 15 years that have purple belts. There's no way they have that.
And see, and I even look at
so that's where I think where Aaron's coming from, whereas there's like sections, like just like there's sections in basketball. There's high school. That is like where your kid's at, like high school taekwondo section there. College athlete taekwondo is most likely what Aaron's saying is probably gonna be better than said your daughter at her, even though she has a black belt because of just your physical prowess is like
athleticism.
Your mind's a little bit more clear and shit. So like now I'm looking back at Google, like are they saying 15 years? Like 15 years in jiu-jitsu is like your actual time frame to actually know jiu-jitsu enough that you can call yourself a purple belt? Because there's no way those kids in there, none of them are even 15 years old and they have a purple belt, if not a brown belt. It's like there's no fucking way. So unless Google's wrong.
Well, and you got to think about it too. Like I don't know if it's this way in jiu-jitsu because I haven't done research on it.
Yeah,
but like in like taekwondo, there's like 6 or 7 different styles of taekwondo. So they all have different, the belt structure's different, the way that they do it.
Yeah.
So one of the things I'm actually really excited that I was stoked about with the one that he does, the W, I guess it's WT now. WT now.
It used to be WTF, it's WT.
Yeah. So the thing that's cool about that.
WF.
No, it's World Taekwondo. Because it was World Taekwondo Federation, now it's World Taekwondo.
It was, Yep.
It was World Taekwondo Federation, now it's just World Taekwondo. The cool thing about that one, and I like it better than all the other ones after he explained it at one of the belt tests, when you achieve your black belt in WT, he sends their names back to Korea, and they get a black belt card.
That's
and
cool.
So in Korea, she'll get a certificate from Korea. It'll take a while once you get it. They send it back, and it's like, her name, she is a black belt, so she could go to any dojang and be recognized as a black belt.
As long as it's WT. Because I will
the WT, because the WT, right, you have to, in order to compete, you have to have a black belt. But not all black belts are considered equal. WT is that's what the Olympics is based on.
Oh no,
is WT.
I get that. No, but what I was saying is
But like he won't recognize if you're ITF or other ones.
Oh, he didn't.
He won't.
That was the whole thing. And
he won't.
And I asked him this. I was like, okay. So I went in to sign up with my stepson, and I was like, hey, I'm like, will you honor my belt? And it was straight like, no, dude. It was like, no. And I was like, kind of like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm watching what you're teaching here, and you're not going to honor my belt? Like, you got to be fucking joking me. Like, I know you know, speaking to him, and you know who the guy I'm talking about. Like, I know you know what ITF is. Yeah. Like, you know this ain't no bullshit. Fucking high Paul Michelin fucking dance around. Let me kick you in the fucking chops. Yeah. Like, we're talking straight, like, the books thorough what actual Taekwondo is. And he's like, nope. And I go, okay, you know what? I respect that. Can you at least fast track me? Because I'm not going to start with these 12-year-olds who I see a black belt who's 12 years old right now, and I'm going to start as a white belt where I know I can just go crush his soul. I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, for me, I put 4.5 years in, 2.5 hours a fucking day, 4 hours on a Saturday, 6 days a fucking week to achieve this black belt. And you're telling me you're not going to at least recognize what don't give it to me.
North Korea,
and I even told him, I was like, I'll pay for all the belt testing. I'll pay for all the belts. Like, I'm not asking you just to give it to me. All the money is yours, but I'll be damned if I'm going to start on a white belt here. I was like, and if you can't recognize that, that's unfortunate. And he's like, nope, I won't do it. I was like, all right, well, good day, sir.
And
like,
I get your frustration, but I also get that he probably gets a lot of people that come in. They're like, "Oh, I was a black belt in this," and then he lets them train, and it's like, "Look at this fucking joker."
Agreed. And
so
I even told him, at the same time, I even told him I would do an open workout with him. I was like, "I'll go through all my katas. I'll go through everything." I was like, "So you can actually see what I know and learn, and then let you make the choice." And he wanted nothing to do with it, but it's also probably because there's a border with fucking mines between those countries, and he hated it. But
it happens. That's what surprised me. Like
USTF, ITF, WTF, CT, USTF, which is the Canadian version. So I mean, I get it. There's so many factions. I understand it, but to a point, like if you're like a practitioner, like there has to be some kind of if you're giving 12-year-olds fucking black belts, you should allow me to work out to at least achieve my black belt faster than a fucking 12-year-old.
Yeah.
That's all. That's my point.
No,
like,
I get that.
You know,
But
it makes sense.
you should come in though and
No, I want to.
roll with us. I thought he was more experienced in it. I was like, oh, he's gonna do white belt. All right, this will be fun. But I didn't realize like he knew. Like I know he knows what moves and stuff, but I thought he was more trained in it. But obviously Taekwondo, that's where your shit's at.
Right. And that's what I told the lady that signed me up. I think it's Trevor's
I'm stepping
wife.
out.
You gotta pee?
Yep.
But that was the point. It was like, like I was telling you earlier today, like I know points between like, say it's a 12-point system move. I understand 9, 10, 11, 12 to get you there. But as in the setup from 1 to 9, that's what I don't know. And so like working through that for like the last couple of days, it was like, okay,
I think with what they're showing us with the 101 is just like the different ways like you have to be able to move your body to get in certain ways.
It's
like
positioning.
It
always
and
is.
it's all like
boxing,
and
taekwondo,
like
all
the guy that I was with was like, what I'm getting out of the aspect is like, yes, this is my shit. Like I can be slow as I want to be, like turtle-esque out here. Yeah. Like I don't have to go through it fast. And as soon as that guy that I rolled with last time, he's just like fucking like the bunny rabbit out here is like, bro, you don't even know where you're going right now. Like I just went through it very slowly on you, just put you through like all this different shit. Like my second day in, bro, got you huffing and puffing out here. Like,
well, that's the thing is like you have to attack, especially martial arts, whether facet it is, like you have to let it speak to you and figure out your rhythm, because your rhythm is gonna be different than my rhythm, and as long as like what Ryan was saying, as long as you know the moves, you'll be proficient. You don't have to go fast or slow.
All right, so like let me give you an example. Like, all right, so one of our moves that we go into is like when we have them in like full guard and we lift them up and we do the fucking knee thing to break their guard and lift our shark fin up, as he calls it, the Pac-Man to shark fin. There's no fucking way that any belt, whether it's white or not, I'm not giving you my sleeve for you to grab me to go into the next rotation.
Your
like,
wizard sleeve?
No,
like,
he's just
so he's like, you can sit there as long as you want, you know. Then that's what I've learned. Is like he's not going to give me that sleeve. I have to make him give me that sleeve. So I'll just put a little pressure here. I'll just sit here
You'll
until
go to sleep, or I'll put you to sleep.
or I'll ankle hook you. There goes your tibia, bitch. But no, it's like that's the only thing I have. Like, there's no way that like to grab a small object like that. You're not going to let me have that.
Well, what's going to happen though is
You're
like,
used to grabbing small objects, though.
They look small with my big hands.
But what you're not seeing is like
Big hands, small meat.
Asia hand will make that dick look so big.
motherfuckers holding little smokies out here. But the reason why they're showing you that is because you haven't gone live, so they're trying to show you like where to put your hands. And so like in the real, when you went like if you go live with that and you're on top, he's gonna be hand checking you, fighting, trying to get away. And so they're like, okay, grab this, grab that. And so that's why they're showing you that. It's so you're not standing there being like, well, he's not moving, so what do I do? It's okay. Whenever he's fucking around, like this man, his hands are up here, they're down low, whatever the case is. This is what you're gonna grab. This is where you're gonna go. So that's why they're telling you that.
It's weird too, because like I'll see what we know, and then I'll go out and see what like the blue belts and upper rolling. I'm like, God damn, we gotta learn to use our feet eventually. Nope, not doing that. Shit. And I asked him like, do you got to be flexible to do this shit? And he's like, kind of. Yeah. Well, you agreed. Like, yeah. So we did
flexibility
arm bars.
comes though, like as you roll more and as you like you'll like the way you stretch out and stuff, you'll get more flexible.
That's what I learned. Fucking help me because I'm flexible as a mother.
What I learned with the guy I was rolling with last on Wednesday, I was like, with jiu-jitsu, you don't necessarily have to be flexible. You just have to know how to wedge and use your strength, and they better conform to your flexibility. It's going to hurt them more. So like, that's because
you haven't been put in a predicament where like they're trying to break your shit. Like, oh, I can actually move around because it doesn't hurt.
Well, true.
That's where flexibility is.
So like, so we're in a. We're learning an arm bar from the bottom. So we grab his wrist or his arm and break it, and break his guard and pull him in, and then we try to wrap him up with the legs. And I thought I had to fucking Ninja Turtle this shit, like spin on my back and do my legs all at one motion. And the coach comes over and he's like, no, you just put your fucking your foot right here on his hip and just push, and you'll just turn naturally. I was like, oh yeah, fuck. So just doing that motion, fucking gets him going. And then Mike can, because I got to put this fucking hoof meat over his fucking head. That ain't happening. But now once I did that, he has to go down or he can't go up.
He did go down on you.
There he goes.
Yeah, I said, mustache,
so I was like,
right?
God damn, this is perfect. Like, and that's what makes it fun for me is like once I see it and can do it, it's like I'm like, there's no fucking way I can do that. And then it all clicks and shit, and you do it. Like,
well, it's a chess game.
I'm like, dude, I want to do more. Like, let's go. Like, what are we gonna do now? We got your arm bar, bitch. How I break your neck? What are we doing? What's up?
Like, no, I was telling him I definitely want to do it. The thing that's shitty is like Mondays and Wednesdays I cannot. Like in the evenings, those are days that I can't do it
at nights and shit.
Because that's wrestling practice. So I coach wrestling practice, and we go Mondays and Wednesdays.
What?
Come run sticks. Gonna piss.
Just run the commercial real quick and just turn it off and get back.
Yeah, run the commercial. Run it. Yeah. Oh my God. All right, we're cutting to a commercial here, folks.
Take a little break. Yeah.
I don't even know which one's which.
Shit. Just mute everybody.
I'm leaving it up.
Oh, Harold, thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. I really appreciate you being willing to take the time and the money to subscribe to my channel and pay for me to talk to you.
Wait, what? I didn't subscribe to shit. I just found my wife's account. I got on here because it said something about coins.
And we're really thankful. We're really thankful for your wife. She's a very dedicated subscriber. Every single day, money right out of your bank account.
Whoa. Let's not talk about my bank account here, guy on the other side of this phone line thing that I can't see on my internet because it doesn't work.
No, Harold, you know, the only important bank account to me is your bank account right now. Number one.
Are you putting money in my bank account now? Is this what's going on?
Exactly. I want bank account money. I want your balance to go first down to me, then up exponentially.
Well, see, if I was married to someone that could go down and then up on me, I would never be on the upside of going down. You know what I'm saying?
Married to who? Harold, who are you married to right now?
Oh, I got a fat whale of a wife. She fucking's choking on some chicken bones in the back room right now. I fed her a dog leg, and we'll see what happens.
It's funny you mention that. As a matter of fact, right now, I've got another caller beeping in right now. Harold, thanks so much for joining us. Your 120 seconds are up right now.
Wait,
but we've got giant, great big, perfect ass whale 6869 #1 subscriber phoning in right now.
Why does she have my social security card number?
Did I make it? Am I on? Can you hear me?
What the fuck?
Hello, yes.
Hi. What are you doing on my phone line calling into this guy that you already paid for that I'm trying to call in for once now because I'm on your account?
That angry midget sounds like my husband.
Oh boy,
God,
it sure sounds like Harold. And excuse me, caller, what's your name now?
Last time two guys talked to my wife and ran a train on her.
Is it Harold? Harold, how are you?
Hey. Worse now that your fucking clammy ass hands are in my ears.
Harold, do you know our new caller? Be level with me right now.
I wish I never knew her.
That's good enough for me.
Perfect.
Thank you for joining us, new caller. You guys appear to know each other. What is your history in crypto together?
Well,
together? When do we do anything together? I eat meals by myself. I jack off by myself. I feed this wildebeest by myself because no one else will come over and help me shovel some food into her fat traps.
Together sounds an awful lot like super glue and you're being held at gunpoint.
Well, he didn't know I sold my wedding ring to pay for crypto. I just wear aluminum foil.
I did actually,
What rings do you wear?
A number
That's a belt around your finger, you fat cow.
There was a number of personal belongings I got rid of to get my first investments in crypto started. And now, in hindsight, that may have been a bad idea. Bertha, how do you feel about that choice?
I had to make a big sacrifice. I had to sell my first toy off, you know what I'm saying?
When you say ever sacrifice was your underwear.
Big sacrifice.
When you say big sacrifice, how big are you, Harold?
Oh, not big at all. Have you seen my wife? Oh, yeah, that's right.
I make him look skinny.
Oh, shit. You make a fucking eclipse work. My eyes are burnt. What?
There's enough poundage in that house to make the Ray J and Kim Kardashian video look like amateur hour.
Have you ever stuffed your clammy hands into a jar of Crisco? I'm talking economy size, and try to reach the bottom, and it stops when you're about 3 inches from the bottom because all you hear is and you can't get it any further. That's what it's like when I touch my wife's back when I give her a hug. Okay, I get lost. I'm so greased up, you might as well drain me out in a strainer and feed me to your pigs. It is fucking horrible. And on top of investments, I'm losing my ass off her because her fat, clammy hands go over the keyboard and she's clicking on Luna. She's clicking on things that aren't even relevant. I've watched your show one fucking time and I make one click and guess what? I'm up 20 cents. Not bad for $1,000 in, right? But she's over here 1,000 pounds in and up 20 pounds. It is fucking horrible. I cannot win.
As long as you're green in your investments, Harold, I gotta commend you for that.
The only green she's seeing is gangrene in her foot.
You calm down, Harold. You're gonna have another stroke.
At least I'll get off of this
I
time.
used to take some Vicks, put it on my fingers, and I used to flick my bean to Bankman Fried. I love that shaggy head.
Your bean is the whole Columbia beans, okay? It's all of them.
Sounds like the only fig leaves we're going to have involved in this relationship are the ones you place over your genitals when you're too embarrassed to have intercourse with each other.
I know, but I'm
Sounds
making
about right,
intercourse
yeah.
to you
Yeah, you're
now,
right.
Joey Crypto. I put all kinds of Vicks
Joey
on
Crypto,
me.
what is your size, by the way? You want me asking? I'm trying to paint a picture of you here.
They do intend to call me the tuna can till the day I die, so
Good, 'cause I
if you
smell
don't mind
like
me
fish.
saying,
My wife would be all the tuna in the net.
2 inches long and 12 inches around.
I like it. What are you wearing there, Joey Crypto?
Oh,
Teach me something.
usually it's suspenders, but when it's the weekend, I take the suspenders and wrap them 3 times,
Around
only
your
3
neck?
times,
And bacon?
around.
Always with food with you. Why does everything have to be with food with you? You can't even suck a cock, aka chicken. It's a food. You want to put bacon around it just so you can
Because
drool
that's
on
the
it.
only thing that can fill me up, you short, shriveled dick motherfucker.
Wrapped
Well,
in
if you
bacon is
weren't
not a
so
safe
fucking
instance.
fat there, Bertha, I'd be able to plunge myself in that pussy. But instead, I'm getting off on the folds in your back. Okay, I can't do anything out here.
Have you ever taken a spoonful of peanut butter and dropped it into the bottom of a jar of raspberry jelly and tried to get both in your spoon at the same time?
Is that a coin, Joey Crypto?
Basically, yeah, the Raz coin. VAG, the raspberry coin.
Okay, well, I might raspberry that. I might
could-
raspberry that.
I could tell you I got some penises.
Well, I'm glad you joined us today, guys. Thanks so much, Harold and Bertha. I'm thoroughly uncomfortable. We'll catch you next
Yeah,
time
I'm gonna
on your
beat my
paid
wife.
subscriptions
I'll suck you
to
later.
Joey Crypto.
Sex.
Oh my God,
What?
please save me from myself. This can't be helping.
Now you're gonna know my pain, buddy.
It rolls back and forth between Tuesdays and Thursdays, but
Fuck.
and then my
Talking to your mic.
and then I was telling Star, one of my former students, he went into the Marine Corps and he was like the #1 grad when he got out of the Marines. It was one of 800. He was the #1, so they brought like this 3-star general came back and they did a little ceremony for him. But so he's been in the Corps for a while, but he started rolling and doing jiu-jitsu, and his daughter does it, and she was the 2022 Pan Kids World Champ.
Jesus Christ.
So she's a little stud, dude. And he's always posting videos of her like doing jujitsu, and she's wrestling now. Like it's her jujitsu off season, so she's wrestling and she's just fucking rolling kids, dude.
Oh, I bet.
Boys, girls, doesn't matter. She's just whooping these kids.
So I even talked to Art about coming and joining. He really wants to get into it too. He's like been thinking about it, and I've been kind of coaxing him now.
Oh my God, that fucking bearded ass motherfucker.
Dude,
coming.
I tell you what, like
They're gonna be like, "Who the fuck are these guys bringing in?" But I bet he would.
we
just
look like the fucking lost
Yeah.
train trash coming in, dude. The last boy. You got this dude with a fucking beard that's balding as shit. You got the guy with the
I
mustache.
want you to come
and
in
then
with
you
like a
got Art that
mullet
come with
and
a beard.
just the fucking like big ass glasses and shit.
I should do a mullet. I haven't done one in a long.
should grow your hair
been a
out, bro.
long-
I'm ready to roll.
Hey, from people that can't grow their hair out, grow your fucking
Have you
hair
seen
out.
Have you seen my driver's license?
Yeah, because I check your wallet all the time.
I didn't know if I ever showed you my driver's license. I let my
when you stay the night and cuddle, I'm in your wallet grabbing a fucking debit card.
I let my hair grow out, and it was like Civil War General. I fucking did it over. It was all
Oh my
flipped
God.
out, dude. It was fucking classic.
You look like Kale. So I was gonna go into when you were talking about the top knot. We were talking last time about like so Kale's there and he's coaching, and there's photos
Get
of
better,
him.
Cal.
And I was like, I was asking Aaron, have you seen his fucking hair?
It's fucking lion's
His
mane.
fucking
God, it's
lion's
sexy
mane.
as shit, dude.
He probably, and I was like, I bet he top knots that shit, and he'll be trying to like.
Nah, he rocks. He has the most white trash mullet you'll ever fucking see, dude. It is beautiful. It is so
Oh my
good.
God.
It is so good.
One of the guys I coach wrestling with, his son's the same age as Day One. He has a fucking rockin' mullet, dude. Like
got
it
to.
is. It's one of the best mullets I've ever seen, and his son has a mullet too, dude. They just rock him.
We should put him against Kels because I guarantee Kels might beat him. I haven't seen that, guys, but I mean, Kale's is down to his fucking shoulders.
Yeah.
Dude, it is fucking sick.
Imagine if Mufasa and Simba had a baby. Oh my god.
Yeah, my buddy
that lion's man.
my buddy Kenny, his is right to like it probably goes like 3 or 4 inches past the collar of his shirt.
Okay.
And it's just like this perfect wavy hair, and it's just, oh my god, dude.
You know we're gonna get our asses whipped at Taekwondo if anybody listens to this, right? Minus Travis and Kel.
They have
You
to.
know it's coming.
You said it Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I meant too.
This wasn't jujitsu. This was foot to the face.
It's the way of the foot and the hand, bitch. Come on, get it right. Eric knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the hand's like the cheetah tail that gives you balance.
Courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit. Okay?
Fuck
Get off
shit
my
up.
shit.
Fuck shit
Why'd
up.
you say Donald Spirit?
Donald Trump spirit. That's what I run.
That'd be
Indomitable.
I love it. Oh my god.
You see it? I got some more work done for you, Joe.
It looks shinier.
I got a couple more pieces done.
Show the camera, you fucking non-hairless leg bitch.
You might see a ball.
Jesus Christ. My wife has more fucking hair on her legs than you do,
Oh,
you
my
fucking
God.
weirdo.
Listen, dude, I haven't paid over $1,000 in tattoos on my leg to be covered in fucking hair, dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
I
why
don't
he
blame you.
tattooed his dick too. Oh, just get the hair off of it.
Oh my god.
Now I got so I added a couple of pieces. I got
Jesus ass.
from the Lion King. I have Pumbaa, and instead of Timon riding on him, I got Dobby from Harry Potter. So I got Dobby riding on Pumbaa, and then I got a classic.
Like a smorgasbord of fucking common culture and
Yeah.
Disney shit.
Same
they're-
person doing it?
Yep, they're all the mashups. And then I have the 90s cartoon Rugrats. I have Chucky holding Chucky Child's Play's knife. So he's mashed up. He's got Chucky's knife. So I got that. And then,
Just innuendos on innuendos out
yep. And then I'm going to do there's a one spot like on the back of my calf. I'm going to do Thing. So the hand from Addams Family. She's going to put Thing on there. And then in the last open spot,
Oh, is he gonna be wearing the Thanos glove?
no, Mario has the Thanos glove on.
Ah, you already fucked up the thing then.
And then
He'll be trying to rip it off. Give me that shit.
the last piece that's going to fill in my leg before it's just like little tiny things. The last character is going to be Elmer Fudd holding Master Chief's gun, and you're going to see Bugs Bunny's ears coming up out of the ground, just his ears.
Damn.
So that's the last. That's going to be the last piece of the leg, and then there's just going to be a lot of random little fill-ins, little different things.
Whatever you need to do.
Did you ever watch the cartoon The Gummy Bears?
I mean, it sounds familiar.
So
I'm a
No,
gummy bear.
so they had
I'll gummy bear anywhere.
they had
No, I'm
the-
not gay, but tell
they
me.
had these little like these
Or am
little,
I?
they look like, yeah, totally gay. They had these little like potion
least we're in
these little
agreeance.
potion things. It was purple and it was called gummy berry juice, and they'd drink it and they'd get all high and they'd bounce all over the fucking place. And so
Is it a kids show or?
yeah, it was a cartoon in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, of course it was.
Yeah, of course it was.
Gummy berry juice.
Yeah, dude. And so there's gonna be a gummy berry juice
Back
thing
when
in
speed
there.
and 8 balls were a thing.
Right?
I'm gonna have she's gonna make a little the little Fallout guy. The little Fallout guy cartoon will be in there. There'll be gonna be a bunch of random shit on my leg.
Including your cock.
Nope, my cock's not on my leg.
she's a
It's
very
just
good
in my
Oh,
artist.
it's
pants.
tiny then.
It's in my pants.
Okay, I see what it is.
She's a
Yeah,
very
it's in
good
my pants.
artist.
It doesn't go to the
though,
left or the
so-
right.
She's real good. Yeah, she's real good. And I told her, I was like, hey, because I went over there right after the new year, and I was like, hey, I totally gave you a shout out on a podcast. She's like, no shit, that's cool.
Yeah, then she listened to it. She's like, yeah, I'm going to charge you double for all tattoos going on forward.
But yeah, man, she's
I lost a
dope.
lot of clientele.
She's super dope, and she's gonna be opening her own shop here. So now that it's a new year, her and her
Girlfriend?
no, not girlfriend, her partner. They're gonna open their own shop. But yeah, they're both super good artists. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And then we're gonna work on my other leg. It's gonna be a full Star Wars leg.
Third
So
leg? Death Star?
They're like
Right on the
yes.
top of your dick?
Are you
That's
just,
a Death
are you just
Star-
trying to
there you
go
go. Eric, I
head
have
to
it.
toe, inked up?
Death Star on the top of your cock.
No, I'm gonna.
Destroying worlds and pussy all in one.
No, I probably will never do anything on my chest or stomach.
Because you can't see it? Or?
And then I won't do anything on my. I
You can't
probably-
see. He wears fucking pants all day. What the fuck are you talking about? Can't see it.
Well, I mean, he's wearing a shirt now. It's like, fuck.
So if he had pants on, he also could not see his fucking tattoos on his legs.
That's why he's going lower half.
Yeah, that'll all be,
Lower half you.
Yeah, I'll finish my left arm, maybe a little something on my chest, but I'll probably redo my back. I have one on my upper back that I'll probably redo, but
If you haven't seen it yet, it's awesome. It's a fucking tattoo of my cock across his neck.
So-
It's fucking
All right.
huge.
So
That's why it
what's
just-
the point of getting tattoos where you can't see them?
well, that's the thing. Like that's why I don't
Why
have
do people
very
shave
many.
their back when they can't see the hair in their back?
I can't shave my back. I'm not flexible enough.
They have that cool thing on the infomercial. It's like a back. It's like a scraper.
It's the same guy from the My Pillow. Just fucking get that shit off, baby.
Exactly.
Listen to your favorite song. Scrub a dub dub.
So I
right.
got something written down. It's not really funny because.
Well, that's
Well, no, it was
I
just.
mean,
you don't
from
do
you.
anything
No,
funny,
no.
so it's perfect.
Bitch. You should see his jujitsu though. That's hilarious.
Thank you. At least somebody got it. No, it was. So I write notes
very
down
quiet there.
for podcast topics and whatnot. And we went through one last week that was pretty fucking good. But this one was, I was thinking about it because you're a movie buff.
I do like watching movies in the buff. You're correct.
And it's mainly
And
Star
this
Wars.
guy thinks
apparently.
he's a movie buff.
Me?
Right.
Me.
By the
Who,
way,
me?
you know he hates Star Wars, right?
The fucking
He hates it with all of his passion. He thinks it's the worst
I
thing
don't
ever.
hate it. I just tend to disagree with
Shut
people
the
that.
fuck up.
that
You
like
hate
it.
it.
He doesn't
Anyways,
get it, dude.
my
It's all right.
question to you.
Oh, I get it. That's why I hate it.
You get it. Oh, Jesus Christ. He hates it because he kissed his fucking sister. He's like, God damn it. They made a movie about me.
No, I didn't know. That's not. Nah, bro. I'll tell you.
If they
I can
actually
tell you.
finished the movie, though, they would show
90%
him
of pornos
fucking his
start
sister.
that way now.
Right.
It's just. It's,
Somebody adopt me because I want that fucking movie.
I don't hate it. It's just a kids movie, through and through. It's
No,
always
it's not.
100%.
It's
a
a
kids
space
movie.
western.
Oh, shut the fuck up! It's no spaghetti western, space western out here, bro.
Well, thank you for saying spaghetti because it goes into what I was saying.
If it wasn't for Harrison Ford,
So
I
my
wouldn't
question
watch it.
is why is it in all of horror movies, if
with an H,
horror movies,
Yeah.
porn,
Yeah, nice.
porn, really?
no, horror movies, fucker, come on.
Like horoscope?
that was the title.
Horoscope. Yep.
Spelled
If
with
you'd
an
ever
H.
listened to the podcast, you'd understand. But why
I
is
don't
it?
listen to it. I just participate in it.
Well, that's even worse.
Same.
Why we're failing? Why is it like in any horror movie where it has some like not Children of the Corn, but like Hills Have Eyes, things like that? If there's any kind of body that's cut up, why is it always in a soup? You know what I mean, or a stew? Why is it not like in a chicken fete? You know what I mean? Why is it not in a fucking panini? Why is it not in a fucking grilled cheese with a little bit of ham? No, it's some ham lock from that ass.
Because even toothless mountain desert people get infected with disease, and they want to make
No,
sure
no,
they
but
boil that shit. I don't know, man. That guy has some gangrene.
Yeah, but I mean,
he
boil
does
it or cook it. It's
jujitsu.
the same. But
Not as well. I mean, you're not boiling chicken out here unless you're from England, but people do it. You shouldn't do it.
Go to any big restaurant where they're cooking multiple chickens. Boiled, son.
They ain't boiling that shit.
Fuck yes, they are. 100%.
That's gross.
100%.
farm boiled.
Gross.
But why is it though? You guys have any input on this? Like, why is it always a fucking stew? Why aren't they like cutting it up, cutlets, doing your fucking burnt ends
Well,
with people's assholes?
Unless
You know what I mean?
Unless you watch like that new Dahmer show, right, where he's frying them up. You know, he's frying up the pieces of the people. I think it's like the aesthetics. It looks.
Yeah, but that's like an app. That's
Yeah,
like,
Martha-
here, try some of this.
Yeah, but
it's
it
not like
looks-
it's a fucking meal given
I
you.
think.
Martha Stewart on the background, and I just give it a little pinch of salt.
But you know, most
Snoop
of them,
Dogg's coming in smoking a little weed.
most of them, they're not actually like prepping a meal. It's just like, oh, look, I'm making this stew, right? So it's just it's an easy way to film it quickly, right? Like, oh, let's make it. It looks like, yeah, that could be a body part in that stew. Okay, cool.
That or it gives the
Make a cake and there's
it's
a
a fa-
fucking
it's-
dick
it's a
hanging off the
fast-
top of it.
it's a
Like, oh,
fast
obviously
out.
that's a dick cake.
It's a unicorn cake. Nice.
that or it gives like the antagonist more of a personality. Like they're not going to be out here making gourmet meals if they're
This
living.
motherfucker's just making beef broccoli dick soup.
Yeah, it's like it's.
But it
you're
should be that way.
you're just
Put the
gonna hate
effort
him more.
in.
Like if he made fucking linguine with someone's cut up titty, I'd be like, God
Laweenie is what you meant to call it.
Damn.
Laweenie. I got it.
damn, like this motherfucker, like don't kill that motherfucker. Get him on fucking Hell's Kitchen out here.
You're not even mad anymore. You're like, I might
But
try that.
anybody can make soup, bro. My fucking dog can make soup.
Hold on. Let me fucking back this.
She
gravy
does it in her
train up.
mouth. She bites the
Joe-
milk and lets it melt soup. Water.
When's the last time you've ever made soup, son?
I don't make soup because it's not.
So you can't make soup. Thank you. Yeah. You can make a grilled cheese. This motherfucker be cutting people up like, yeah, give me 2 pieces of cheese. I'll fucking put a finger in there.
No, grilled cheese is a little bit up above soup. Soup is just throwing shit in that you.
No, it is
You
not.
have no idea.
How dare you?
You could
You're
just
Italian.
Mix things. No, I don't do soup, bro. Don't do soup. You can ask my wife, and she's like the soup connoisseur. She loves making soup. I'm like, that's enough soup for
I
me.
can
babe.
pour some water in her ass. You'd lap that shit up quick.
She's like, she'll make it like in a crock pot. I'm like, that's what. No one's eating this. No one eats leftovers. Like it's like she'll make the whole
It's
thing.
cooking. What
We'll
do you
throw
mean
it all out.
leftovers?
I don't do leftovers either. That's gross too. Like it's one.
You
and
don't do
done.
leftovers?
No, like
What?
no. So why?
How many times you gone
Pointless.
down on your wife? Though? That's leftovers.
I'll tell you this though, like spaghetti is only good when it's on the second day. I literally make spaghetti to eat day 2.
I don't think
It's
you're
like a
making
Catholic
it right.
religion out here.
I don't think you're making it right then.
I make spaghetti very well.
Do you know that? Do you
Oh
know,
boy,
do
let me
you-
boil some fucking noodles, heat up some sauce. I
you-
got you,
No,
bro.
you don't-
Chef
you don't-
Ramsay out
You
here.
don't just
Dude,
heat
I
up
think-
a
I think
fucking jarred
You
sauce,
have
bro.
to make spaghetti
act like
good
you're
the
fucking
second
making
day.
your own
'Cause
sauce.
Do you know how to do like a serving size with spaghetti? Like, do you know
Oh,
like
here we
what's a
go.
good size?
Listen to this fucking bullshit.
Oh, it's in the utensil that you use for spaghetti. It's like that little hole in the spoon. You put the amount of noodles in there. That's one serving size. Done.
Yeah,
You eat
but
that-
who just makes one serving size?
Thank you. That's what I've been telling him for fucking years. Nobody just makes one serving size.
Yeah, why would
Well-
you make just one serving size? I usually use like half a fucking box.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
That's
I
why
eat
you
a
have
full
leftovers.
box.
Yeah, but that's the exact
Go
point
get it.
is I love leftovers of spaghetti.
Okay, I mean, if you do love leftovers, but would you make leftovers if you didn't have a microwave? Like, how you reheating this shit?
Well, I mean, you can put it on a
Stove
stove.
top? Jesus Christ.
Why not just boil water and throw more noodles in? Fresh
takes
spaghetti.
way longer.
Oh, shut the fuck up! It does.
Okay, so for me, the reason that I like spaghetti the second day is because I like the noodles soaked in the sauce.
Okay,
It's
so
like
maybe,
my sex
so
game,
maybe-
maybe you should
I
go
go to
off of
sleep
that
in a
then.
woman,
I
and I wake
understand
up the
that.
next day, and that's when I have sex.
I agree with you, but then I call that a spaghetti salad
man.
or a noodle salad. Like I throw it in the fridge, throw some vinegar and oil. Fresh,
No, why am I putting vinegar and oil on it?
Because I'm making a salad out of it now.
Why am I tossing salad that I don't have to toss?
Because I don't know why you're reheating salad that you already ate. What are you
no
doing?
way.
Are we still talking about noodles?
have you eaten a spaghetti sandwich?
Yes, I have.
Fantastic.
On the first day of
No.
Christmas.
What about you know what's
Give me
you know what's also really good
12
leftover?
leftovers spaghetti.
Lasagna.
No. There's no such thing as good leftover.
There
no.
are good leftovers.
No, it's just.
There are a lot of things that I will not eat leftover. Right? Like
I will say my wife has been married twice now, so she got some good leftovers.
Like,
hey!
like that whole like turkey day with like the ham sandwiches and turkey sandwiches.
I don't
the
eat.
next day.
I
I'm
don't
like,
make turkey. I don't like it. Turkey
that's-
sucks.
That's fucking gross. I can understand with pasta. It's got like 3 days in the fridge and it's fucked. It's done. It's over. Same
No,
with pizza.
there's like with spaghetti. I'll make it. Typically, I'll eat it on that day, but then I prefer it the second day, like spaghetti the second day. But that's it. Like there's leftovers
there's-
the next day, and that's it.
Okay, fair enough. I'll
I'm
give you
not
that.
eating
You make,
shit.
You make a little bit extra spaghetti. Got some
I
spaghetti left
usually
over.
like leftovers because I'll usually have leftovers for lunch. Like that's my lunch the next day. So I'll make dinner, and then my lunch the next day is a little bit of leftovers that I got.
Yeah, until I met my wife, I didn't even own Tupperware. Like,
What?
It was like, fuck, what am I saving it for? I would go. So my way of cooking was as a bachelor is I would get
That's
off.
what he cooks. He went to his fucking parents' house and they made him fucking dinner, and then he would go home. Don't
Yeah,
lie to me.
pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
I would get off work and I would just go find a protein at like a Yolks or Super One. And then that was it.
Chugging dicks like a motherfucker.
So it'd be
dude.
like a one like
Guzzle up,
like
son.
a steak, or if I wanted a burger, I would just buy the pre-made patties that they had there at the,
Pre-made steaks.
at the thing.
pre-mistakes.
Just grill that up, call it
Madonna
good,
steaks.
done. Because I would have lunch, I would either bring lunch or I would just
Well,
have
what
lunch.
would you bring for lunch if you didn't have leftovers?
Just a sandwich.
Oh, see, yeah, I don't. I was actually talking with this about one of my
Leftovers suck
coworkers.
because you put it in the microwave and it's like hot, cold, hot. It ruins it. Like,
Dude, you gotta fucking put it in there, mix it up, throw it back in that bitch.
I ain't got time for that. I got 30 minutes.
You're telling me you can't spend 2 minutes heating up your fucking food?
I can't be fucking a fucking chef out here at work with a microwave. Like, fucking, let's go.
This is called the epitome of laziness.
It's not lazy. It's leftovers is laziness. You're ironic asshole.
You're not going to make anything for lunch anyways. You're going to buy something or have your parents bring you something fucking to work.
So what's wrong with that? Grubhub
Yeah,
before Grubhub existed.
Parent Hub. That's a fucking channel on Pornhub, by the way. Don't go to that one.
I will say though, I was talking with one of my coworkers this morning. I typically don't eat cold food.
Bring spaghetti for lunch.
I don't like stuff that's cold.
Same.
Like typically,
You want it at least 98.6 degrees.
exactly.
Right.
But typically with every meal, if there's something cold, there has to be something hot. Like, for example, I love cereal. I eat cereal all the time, but I always have a piece of toast or an English muffin, something that's warm with it.
Why not just drink some coffee?
Is that so you can lap up
I don't
the
drink
milk
coffee
at the end?
ever. Hate it.
I hate coffee too.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it is gross.
God, I know what's wrong with you
The
guys
smell
now.
of coffee
And
actually
it's not the coffee, it's the water.
the smell of coffee actually gives me a headache.
And how often do people clean their coffee machines? Zero.
Gross.
Kegerated.
Once a week.
It's the same people that how
Don't you
often
just do a
how
Keurig?
often do you
I hate
clean your
Keurigs. Keurigs are disgusting.
your ice trays out? Nobody cleans that shit out.
I don't have an ice tray.
I remember my dad, like, growing up in high school, he was dumping that shit out every 2 days. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Ice is gross. You gotta clean that shit out.
Why do you got to clean it out?
Because it forms on bacteria and shit. That's how, like, ice forms, and it's gross. Like, if you let
Isn't
ice
it
sit.
when something's frozen, Mr. Biologist over here, that you cannot gain bacteria on it when it's in that state?
Well, I just think that.
No,
Well,
not
I don't
that
care
I
what you
think.
think.
Give me
I wanna
the
know
fucking
that
rules
facts.
here.
So water-
Because my understanding is the reason why there is no like bacteria in Antarctica.
H2O.
Right?
There's bacteria in
No,
Antarctica.
right, but there isn't
High-quality
like
H2O.
living disease is because
Water
it's
sucks.
frozen and or on the shelf of life, it's too cold for it to survive. So now, how does that go to an ice tray where now there's something going on?
Because there's bacteria in Antarctica because Antarctica has land mass that has soil that's insulated by
Underneath.
the snow on top.
What does
I'm
my
talking-
ice machine have to do with Antarctica?
We're trying to get there, bruh.
Well,
Tap the
so
Rockies,
like,
Coors
so
Light.
like, when water evaporates, it would never come down again unless there was particles in the air.
Poo-poo particles.
Anything particles.
Yeah.
Okay, so in microbiology 101, we had lab, and it was like
Did you heel hook that motherfucker?
one of our labs was like a free experiment. Take an agar dish, which is this sugar basically, and go out around the campus and just collect samples and see what grows off of it. And people went to toilet water, gross, whatever, and just threw it on this thing. Or like they would do an experiment like how purified is purified water. I went out and grabbed fresh snow.
Nobody peed in it though.
Nothing.
Oh, I
It's
did.
the cleanest snow ever. The toilet water grew nothing because they bleach it, and it's coming from the top unless someone took an upper decker.
Happens.
The purified water had nothing. Dumb experience. Why are you guys doing this? We've eaten snow since we were kids. My fucking petri dish the lid popped off. It had so much shit growing on it from fresh snow, like fungus, bacteria, and they was going to war with each other. You could see it like fighting and dying on the edges, testing its boundaries and shit. From literally like 5 mils of fucking snow water grew this whole colony, and it found and discovered democracy and started killing each other off type shit. That's how much different fungus, or bacteria and shit was
Doesn't
just
your body need
in snow.
bacteria though?
Yes, and it's good for you, but I'm saying like the reason the snow came down is because it's collected on these particles, because water has to form on particles and it gets heavier, and when it gets heavier that makes a rain droplet. Otherwise water would just go up forever if there wasn't particles in the air.
And particles being that
Anything,
like a
dust,
cloud.
pollen, anything that it can connect to.
No, doesn't rain come down from clouds?
That's a collection of water, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like an abundance of water. Like water
I
cannot
always thought rain came up from
water
the fucking
would
sewer. but
water has
thanks.
no purpose to conform on itself. Like, why would it? That's why you can swim in water. Otherwise it would be a solid, right? And then it gets collects on part. Jared's gonna hear this and be like, this guy's so full of
I
fucking
know. I
shit.
can't wait.
I just can hear him yelling at me like, but like if it wasn't for like pollutants in the air, it would just evaporate off and never come back down to earth. Like, it has no reason to. So when you eat an ice
It
cube,
has reasons. So
when
we
you
can
eat an
drink
ice
it
cube, it's
and
because the
live.
water has either like minerals, bacteria in it, whatever, and it conforms on that, and it makes ice. So because it can,
Ice baby.
yeah, it can freeze and
Turtle power.
yeah. Try taking like really like purified water and non-purified water, and the purified water would take longer to freeze than the other one. Same thing with like conduction of electricity. If you had pure water, I could throw a toaster in there. Well, not now, circuits will break, but like you cannot get a charge from water. It's the minerals that are in the water that create the charge, and that's where people are like, water will kill you. It's like, no, it's what's in it, kind of thing. So, and with the whole thing
Sharks
with
and everything else.
bacteria surviving extreme environments, they live in your gut. pH D 0. They live in
Okay,
fucking.
we're not talking about microbiology.
They live
okay?
in-
Obviously, that makes sense.
They live everywhere.
Gut phenom is
And I'm
the thing.
scared of them.
Yeah. How many
Speaking of-
times do you
speaking
touch
of-
my hand knowing that I came on my hand multiple times? I haven't washed my hand, but you guys still shake it.
That's why I'm buying defenseless soup.
That's why the Asians had it right. They fucking bow.
No soup for
they
you.
They bow for a reason. They knew
Dude,
what was
I'm
going
gonna-
on.
I'm
You don't
such-
live that
I'm
long.
such an entrepreneur,
Thousands
dude.
of years through centuries knowing that these guys have cum-stained hands. Coming out in there saying it.
My cum goes forward. It doesn't drip onto my hand.
Oh, you don't have that problem yet?
No.
Oh, you will.
Unless it's in my belly button. But
That's what I'm saying. It just oozes like fucking Ghostbusters. Oozes
that means you have a problem.
plasma right into it.
If it doesn't shoot, you should get it checked out.
I can probably hit the fucking Hubble telescope from here, dude. That thing's so backed up. It's like a cap gun. Ow! It's
Yeah.
done. It's done so quick you don't even see the smoke.
Yeah, you haven't been laid so long. Like parents could rent you for like a kid's birthday party. You'd be the string cheese or whatever they spray.
String cheese.
For the
God.
party.
I got the haircut for it, so I'm gonna find out.
God, I'm gonna start. I was gonna say I'm such an entrepreneur. I'm gonna start selling bars of soap at the gym. I bought these. Apparently, they last forever.
I'll give you a good
want
deal.
one? $20.
God.
All yours.
And all those guys are like, yeah, dude, we've been using that shit forever. And no, we did not buy 50 bars at one time.
Dude,
Except for kale.
Oh god.
Doesn't work.
Speaking of stocking up on that shit, before I got the current job that I was at, we roofed this guy's house in Spokane with this guy that I was working with.
Oh, I went. You roofed this guy like roofies.
No. So we put a new roof on his
He
house.
never knew about it, though.
Well, so we went inside to turn off some breakers and then use the restroom. And this dude had like a little like pantry thing that was open air. And this fucking guy, it was like the shelves were fucking labeled and there was shit in there. And this dude had like 40 bottles of shampoo, the same shampoo, 40 things of fucking toothpaste, fucking his shower gels, like everything was labeled and in there. And he had
Leftovers.
Like 40 of fucking everything.
You hate leftovers,
And
dude.
it was
You
like,
couldn't be a fucking
what
prepper.
the fuck, dude? It was the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life, dude. I was like, what the fuck, bro?
Maybe he likes good hygiene.
God
Was it
almighty.
organized like Dexter?
Yeah,
Like,
it was creepy.
It
as
wasn't all
fuck.
just thrown in there, but it's like
No, they were all labeled and perfectly stacked in there. It was just like, but why would you buy so fucking many?
oh, he's on the spectrum for sure. No, he's probably got it mathematically
Or he's just
figured
fucking crazy and goes, if I die, I want to go
Some
brush my
Japanese-
teeth
some
1,000
Japanese-
times.
Like I figured out mathematically. Like, all right, if we buy this much bars of soap, it's way cheaper than just buying two.
Yeah,
in the
you're
long
a
run.
fucking idiot, dude. That bar of soap is gonna last you months. It's not gonna be like a one shot. You're done, dude.
I can't use
Jesus.
bars of soap, dude. That shit
Again,
dries my skin out.
this
like a
is why-
motherfucker.
Got to get
Well,
in there. You
it's-
got to get that loofah.
That bar.
I have a loofah, but I have to
gross.
use. I have to use.
I can't even use loofah, dude.
Why?
It dries my skin out.
Well, you got to use soap that's like lathering.
That's
like
what soap does. It dries your skin out.
A bar of soap, I can't do it, dude.
No,
It'll fuck
well,
me up.
again, this is why I was saying that this bar of soap is just particular for when you do something, you know.
So I'd have to use it like every fucking day.
So how do you think soap works? Like, do you guys know?
Fuck do you mean? How do you think soap works?
I think when I stink and I'm dirty, it cleans me.
Yeah, but
How does a faucet work?
do you know how?
Let me
Ponderous,
tell you.
isn't it?
You
Like-
turn it on and you get water. So what the fuck you trying to say?
I'm like, why do you think soap cleans you? Like, what does it do? It's obviously not putting a poison out there, otherwise it would poison you. So I'm just curious.
Well,
like,
before I even get into that,
if you know how,
there's multiple
how does soap work?
There's multiple soaps, and some soaps don't work as good as the other ones. Some attack your natural biomes, and some
Your natural what?
when I say biomes,
Biomes.
biomes,
Yeah, he's-
biomes,
he said biomes.
We're trying to get all.
liquors in here. It cleanses the spirit.
I think. I think.
Have you ever purified
my
yourself
guess?
in the waters of Lake
Minnesota?
Minnetonka?
My guess in young Aaron.
Yes, but not recently.
Young Aaron, you can look it up. But my guess is it has to do with static charge, and that's it.
I don't like
Positive-
static charge, dude.
Positive.
Fuck, are you? Stop it.
Positive.
No.
Positive charge and negative charge, and I think it just neutralizes charge.
You're negatively charging this podcast. The bullshit that you're speaking out of that fucking hair lip.
So how do you think? How do you think soap works? It's just
Well, Mr.
I think it has to do with charges. I
Mr.
honestly
I'm
do.
a scientist. Let's see.
I'm
The
charging
elements
you with
of the soap
douchebaggery.
changes from a fucking solid to a liquid that lathers your body. They take away all the disgusting fungi
I like lathering my body.
and
It's nice.
bacteria off yourself.
Yeah, but I'm
Bacteria.
asking you, how does it do that? I can lather you with oil.
With my
It's not
hands,
gonna
I
take
rub it on there.
You scrub really hard. Friction, bitch. I burn
right.
it away. I'm asking you. My
I pray
thought
it away.
is
I pray it away.
you pray it away.
I
My
pray it away.
my thought is charge, and your thought is praying it away.
It doesn't cost money. I don't charge it.
I'm talking.
Don't
static.
virus, not ass.
I'm talking like magnetic, like electron, like.
There's no magnets in my shower.
Oh
Come
my
on, bro.
God.
What
Oh,
the
there
fuck are you
is.
talking about?
There
Oh,
is.
fuck Eddie. Fuck Eddie.
All right, Eric. Sign offs.
No.
You want to shout your tattoo artist out again?
Melania.
Perfect. She's garbage. Don't go there. Anyways, what is? No.
No, she's great. Her shop will be open soon. Once I come back on, when her shop's open, I'll drop the name on there. But yeah, Melania Showen, she's badass, dude. She rocks a show. So if you're looking for, typically she does color tattoos, cartoons. She's really good at cartoons, stuff like that. So if you're looking for good work, she's awesome, super reasonably priced, and yeah, very, very light-handed, which is nice. She's not fucking scalpeling your skin and dumping fucking ink in there, so that's always nice.
Dumping endorphins. Perfect.
Dumping
Dumping.
charges.
Pump and dump. Joe, you got anything?
No. bro.
Why do you never have anything? Can you at least one of these times do a sign off?
Because to be honest with you, I just hate saying goodbye to shot tears.
Yeah, you just said bye.
I'm honest.
So you're
I know.
fucking lying
You made
sack
me
of
say
shit.
it. You made me say
No,
it.
you didn't say it. You
I'm-
fucking movement
I'm
it.
getting more confident because I can roll all 99% of the shot tears up, wrap them up.
2 days is all it took.
Took 2 days. Some of us are savants out here.
Oh boy. Make sure in class you attack him, not me. He's
I'm
one
the
that
I'm the
says-
small, fat one with the bad hair,
and the very bad mustache.
and I can't do shrimps.
All I do is eat shrimp, son. Put that shit in some cocktail sauce. Got anything? Go ahead.
No,
Or are you done?
I mean, no, I'm good.
All right, why don't you give her handles? Throw 'em.
Roasty,
You throw the
toasty
handles
out
out.
here.
Why do I gotta always do it?
I think
Do
we
it.
lost some handles out here.
Yeah, some love handles. Throw out the fucking handles.
I don't know the 1252 crew that much, but just hashtag you can find them. Not hard.
What about ours?
I'm getting
It's
there.
getting put on the spot, by the way. Check this
Damn,
out.
I'm getting there. North Idaho Disc, check that out. 3 Shots Podcast 20, Twitter, YouTube. Not hard to find us. 3 Shots Podcast. And
God, you fucking suck.
comments
Shut
are
up. I'll do
coming.
it.
Comments are
Get
coming.
out of here. Get out of here. All right. Jesus Christ.
I hate promoting myself, but all right, go ahead.
It's not yourself. It's ourselves.
Ourselves. I mean, okay.
Okay.
It's this thing. All right, I understand.
Anyways, you can check us out on fucking Facebook, 3 Shots Podcast, Instagram, 3 Shots Podcast, Twitter, 3 Shots Podcast 20.
But what's the password?
Can you even give me that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, see all the things I gotta fucking remember, okay?
I have to
You
remember
give
the
me that
hard
one.
part. Okay. fair enough.
All right, fair enough. 1252 Chicago, Fat Mike, check his ass out. They're over there doing all this Chicago bullshit shit. And if you look at this guy over here, he's a big Bears fan. Oh,
And
God.
Blackhawks.
And he would fucking love to come over and talk some more shit, but nobody cares because it's the fucking Bears. Cubes, Views, and Brews, also on the network. Awesome. And my favorite guy, Harry the fucking Greek. Still to this day, we're a year and a half in now running. I don't know how hairy you are, so I'm upset. It hurts me internally, and I will continually call you out until you show me your naked body on air. I'm calling you out right now. I want to see it. You can blank it out, put a little mini carrot in there, a little mini kielbasa, whatever you got to do. I heard Greeks are packing, so you shouldn't be ashamed of it, but I'm ready to see it.
How about you say you show me yours, show him. What? Show me yours, you'll show you.
Shrimp. I'll show you how to shrimp.
Like
that's what I'll do.
Your top piece. Send him your top piece.
My top knot? He can't handle a top knot. He thinks he's hairy. This is hairy. And then Jacob Charnar, Hard Count Football, always the guy to listen to as well. And also all the other asshats on 1252 Network. They all have great shit. What are you laughing at? I don't think so. So check them out.
He can wrap you up. I call you asshat.
I got a day's work.
The confidence after 2 days.
I ain't scared of them. They live in Chicago. Hey! Anyways.
They're too busy dodging bullets.
Right, yeah, they can't dodge a fucking armbar. Anyways, check them out. Check us out. Let us know. And we'll see you on the fucking next one, peeps. Thank you for listening.